But yeah, so where did we get to last time? Yesterday we finished case 3. We started and finished case 3. It was actually really good. We got introduced to a new character, Kay. We saw some old characters. We saw Emma for a tiny bit, which was really cool. Young Emma. I say like young compared to Apollo's Justice, but older compared to Ace 21. And then we got to see Old Bag, who we love so much, which was great. We got to see so many badges. I lost count. And Proto Badger gave me nightmares. Oh boy. God, there's a good clip of Proto... There's that one moment where Proto Badger just... We're like in a room with a trapdoor. And Proto Badger just pops his head out of the trapdoor. And it scared the crap out of me. Oh my lord. Anyway, I'm glad we're done with that. We don't have to deal with badges. Well, like, lots of badges. Chrome, thanks for the tier 1 sub. It's super nice of you to do. I hope you enjoy the emotes. I appreciate the support. We didn't find out who was in the Proto Badger uniform. I was sad. Maybe we'll find out in the future. Oh, that's the first. That's the first one. Do I want to know? Nah, it's okay. I could look it up after the game's done. I hope you enjoy the emotes, Chrome. I appreciate the support. Anyway, so we started and finished case 3. It was really cool. It was really fun. I liked the overall plot of the murder. Like, a lot got revealed towards the end. There were a couple jumps in like logic that you had to make, which weren't entirely obvious, or like one of the testimonies, like the actual answer to get, like the contradiction you had to give was different to the one that Edgeworth was trying to, was talking about in the first place. So that was kind of tricky to deal with. Yeah, but the main point is that so the guy, the Ernest Amano, so it was a kidnapping victim. Lance Amano got kidnapped, and Ernest Amano was trying to pay the ransom in order to get him back, and it turned out that it was Lance Amano who kidnapped himself, along with his girlfriend and his butler. His butler was a convicted criminal who also happened to be the girlfriend's dad. And there was a struggle between Lance and Oliver, and Oliver ended up dying, and so we had to prove that Lance did it and not the girlfriend, who was Lauren. Her name was Lauren. And we did that in the end. So Lance got arrested. Ernest also got arrested too, for obstruction of justice, trying to sweep stuff under the rug. Yeah, and then we got this little scene at the end with Kay saying, "Oh my god, Edgeworth, you don't So Kay is the new character who is like our assistant. Her name is Kay Faraday, and she's the Yatagarasu, the person who, the great thief who stole something from Edgeworth's office, among some other things. The thief for justice. And right at the end, Kay was like, "Oh, you don't recognize me, Edgy? And Gummy?" And I'm like, "Who are you?" And then Edgeworth was like, "Oh yes, I should have known." After she gave us this like piece of scarf. Back 7 years ago. Always 7 years ago. 7 years ago, this case happened. And then that's how it ended. So that's a brief overview as to what happened. And now we're about to jump straight into case 4, which is called Turnabout Reminiscence. And it looks like the person who played this cartridge last didn't finish this case. So, because Gumshoe, that's definitely Gumshoe, but he's still silhouetted out. So I don't know if this is the last case. I assumed there were only four cases in this game because it went up to case 4. But it doesn't look like it's he's finished, or they finished this. So maybe there's a case 5. We don't know. Well, Apollo's Justice only had 4 cases, so we don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm glad you like them, Chrome. Anyway. Are we ready? Are we ready to go? Now that we've done the recap. No? Okay, we'll wait for Wolfie to watch the VOD of yesterday, and then we'll jump into it. Okay, Wolfie? We'll just sit here. Object to waiting. Oh no. Buck, thanks for being subbed for 16 months. I hope you're doing well today. Appreciate the support. Good to see you. 3 hours of... Oh yeah, let me change game real quick. Put in Brain Age. No, are we ready, Wolfie? And everybody else? Ready to go? Cool. Okay. Sorry if I spoiled the end of the VOD by the recap, by the way, Wolfie. I wasn't really thinking about that, but you'll see, like, if you do watch it. We were just recapping. Yeah. The Turnabout Reminiscence. Let's do it. Kay Faraday. The young lady who calls herself the second Yatagarasu. The piece of cloth that she conjured up has taken me back to many years ago. "7 years earlier." Oh my god, it's Judge. It's the courtroom. I've missed it. Who are these people? That Gumshoe? That's right. I did it. I killed the guy. No, it's definitely not Gumshoe. But it was the great thief Yatagarasu that told me to do it. Who's this? I asked the defendant. Just what exactly are you trying to say? Don't you get it? I know the true identity of the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu is the man standing over there at the prosecutor's bench. Are you saying that I'm the Yatagarasu? Don't you dare deny it. You told me to kill him when you snuck into the embassy. Oh, look at that point. Are you claiming that Mr. Faraday! Kay's dad! Mr. Rell, I think we've heard just about enough from you. Your Honor, please listen to me. I'm telling the truth. You gotta believe me. Alright. What does Edgeworth have to do with this? In accordance with the defendant's accusation. A new prosecutor shall be called to replace Mr. Faraday. Court will be in recess until the new prosecutor is ready. Oh my god, is it young Edgeworth again? September 10th, 320. Oh my god, it's young Edgeworth! So I believe this should be, if I'm remembering correctly, this should be for before his case with Mia. So this might be his first case. I don't know. Look at that jawline, man. I wish I had that jawline. If I clench my jaw. It's almost time for me to enter the courtroom. And so it is that my first assignment as a prosecutor... Oh yeah, okay, so this is before Mia. I like the suit. I like it. As a replacement for a prosecutor who has been accused by the defendant. I still like the black suit that he wore, but this one's really nice. Edgeworth? Oh god, no, I forgot that because this is in the past. I have to talk to this piece of poop. Oh, alright. Sir. Have you read over all the documents regarding this trial? This, for those of you who don't know, Ace Attorney 1, this guy is Manfred von Karma. He's the guy who tutored Edgeworth. He's also Franziska's father. He's also a big fat liar and murderer, but we don't know that yet. And he's never lost a case, whatever. Who cares about that? He lost the case that was important, which was against Phoenix. Yes, sir. I've memorized everything there is to know. Very good. The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is just about complete. Edgeworth, bear in mind that as your mentor, I, Manfred von Karma, will accept nothing short of perfection. I understand, sir. To have the chance to stand at court stand in court at such an early stage in my career. Taekwondo! I am honored and proud.
As I have watched over your studies, I am giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself. Crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion.
Yes, sir. You know his pin number. That such a legendary prosecutor is watching over and judging my performance. I have to be perfect in every way. Okay, interesting. I wonder if I'll actually get to go into the, like, take part in the court. As a prosecutor. That would be really interesting. Not as a defendant. The defense attorney. As a prosecutor. It should lead to the defendant lobbies.
Edgeworth, where is your composure? If you wish to take a look at your enemy, do so in the courtroom, as you crush him.
Huh. Indeed, thank you. You are a man of wisdom and experience, sir. Am I okay? Yeah? This is so good! Ooh, ooh, ooh. I could drink a whole gallon! I've never heard of water that tastes that good. Maybe I'll give him a minute. Oh god. Oh. Ow. Ow. Does he plan on gulping the entire reservoir dry? What a character. Stay hydrated, chat! That definitely went up my nose. Sick. I'm okay. Whew. Excuse me, madam, but is something the matter?
I just thought someone would have brought hors d'oeuvres by now.
But this is a courthouse. It would be quite atypical to provide hors d'oeuvres here.
Are you sure? Someone poured me a fresh cup of coffee last time I was here.
I was you one time. What does that mean? What the heck does she think a courthouse is for?
Mr. Bailiff. Oh, sorry, Mr. Prosecutor, sir.
You've got a good eye if you can tell that I'm a prosecutor with just one glance.
As there are always only prosecutors and defense attorneys in this lobby, I usually hit the mark if I guess one or the other while there is a recess.
You were only guessing? Aren't these great? Daddy made all of these. Awesome! But didn't you get fired right after you made them? Rip. Ah, yeah, I did. Oh god, okay. What did I... What am I listening to? I spent the same amount of money on this model as it cost to build the real thing. Okay. And my boss wasn't very happy with me. Haha. Hey Daddy, didn't you say you built a secret mechanism inside of it? Hahaha, I'll tell you about it someday when you're older. A secret mechanism? Maybe you installed it as payback for getting fired. Could be trouble. Now I'm curious, or maybe it's a transformer in secret. Know about the secret? Can I look at it? Hi Sammy! Did you fall back asleep? How many alarms did you set, Sammy? No! It's okay, at least you woke up earlier than yesterday. A model of the courthouse. It's pretty well structured. Hands in a face. Don't tell me this thing transforms. It is a transformer. Yet, I wonder what other purpose they could have been made. A bookshelf, huh? Compendium of laws for beginners. I don't have the time to read this and second-guess myself now. Good morning, Zemi. The trial was resumed short. Please wait a moment, sir. I was already well aware of that. Shortly or in a moment? Which one is it? Be specific. Egad! What a cold stare he's giving me! However, as a disciple of Von Karma, there is no option but to win! Oh, it's a staring contest. He's good. The power of his cold stare rivals my own. Oh, he's asleep! Never mind. He's sleeping while standing up. Never mind. The trial will resume shortly. Please wait. Okay, alright. Sleeping with his eyes open. Yeah, super impressive. Alright.
Today's trial should have ended in just 1 minute.
Because the defendant was picked up by the security camera, correct?
Exactly. The killer had the gall to say that he only killed because he was instructed to do so. Even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor, Byrne Faraday, gave the order. Ha! Faraday is such a fool. He's been courted by his very own prey.
Sir, are you an acquaintance of Mr. Byrne Faraday?
He is a pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense.
Nonsense? We'll probably get to see... I just thought... Kay is 17, right? Like in present day. So she's probably 10 here. We'll get to see little Kay. What I'm excited for. Probably. Most likely. I imagine so.
He once tried to explain to me a way of punishing those who cannot be brought to court.
Those who cannot be brought to court. That is nonsense. For no man is above the law.
Well, there are always a few exceptions.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
However, there is no reason to even deal with such individuals. The prosecutor is a guardian of the court, one with no obligation to outside matters.
Thus, there is no reason to deal with such individuals. I see.
Edgeworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday will not be forgiven.
Have no fear. I will not let you down, sir. In place of the accused prosecutor, Byrne Faraday, I'll prove the defendant's guilt.
Very good. I've secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. Show them all the power of Von Karma.
What did I say Aurelia? He said, yeah. Nobody is above the law apart from a few people. That's what Von Karma said. Alright, sounds good. Present the badge. Alright. Proof of my profession. My mentor said it was more chic to keep it in my pocket. It is thanks to you that I have finally become a prosecutor, sir.
It's amusing that you wanted to become a defense attorney, yet became my student. Oh, it is a strange path you have traveled.
It's true that I had once wanted to become a defense attorney. But now I am honored and proud to be a prosecutor.
I see, and as a student of mine, I suggest you remember this well. The prosecutor's badge is not to be flaunted. The dignity of a prosecutor lies in the man himself, not in the badge.
Oh, I guess I have to remove the emote. Sorry, chap. I understand. I will keep that in mind.
Besides, why put holes in your fine garments? It's simply preposterous.
Prosecutors must also take pride in their appearance. I will keep this in mind as well. Am I really going to deal with Vonka? That's true. Yeah. I would visit Von Karma every day in prison and just put my badge in his face if it was me.
I'm constantly having to remind the others at the prosecutor's office of this. It's more fashionable to keep your prosecutor's badge in your pocket.
In other words, always treat a prosecutor's badge with care and honor. I understand, sir.
So, have you achieved a firm understanding of this case? I know nothing about it.
Yes, sir. I have memorized everything that is written down in the case files. Oh, okay.
Well then, explain the case to me. I want to see if you really know what you're talking about.
Understood. Alright. Tell me. Tell me in the chat. We want to know. A murder was committed on September 8th in front of the Kodopian embassy. The victim, Mr. Deadman, was the staff member at the embassy. The defendant in this case, Mr. Mackerel, oh my god, okay, was held for questioning the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of a murder. How am I supposed to focus with these names? Quickly placed under arrest for possession of a murder weapon and gun. Furthermore, at the time of the murder, the great thief Yatagarasu successfully infiltrated the Kodopian embassy as well. At first, Rel claimed that he himself was the Yatagarasu, but that he did not kill Deadman. I'm gonna call him Deedman. Deedman. I wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie.
It's possible that he wanted to go down while in the spotlight, if he is found guilty. There truly is no limit to people's inanity. But I digress. Continue, Edgeworth.
Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecutor presented the security footage that captured the murder. Oh, there's footage of the murder. Oh, okay. Sounds open and shut. The footage clearly showed Mr. Rao as the murderer. That all sounds good, Omega. Enjoy your pizza. The act of Mr. Rao firing the gun can be clearly seen from the visitors' gallery. Upon seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder. I did it because I was told to. By the real Yatagarasu, Burn Faraday.
That sounds about right. However, you've forgotten one thing.
Oh, Edgeworth's upset. Sounds good, serious?
While this may appear to be the murder of a Kodopian embassy staff member, people are actually referring to it as the second KG-8 incident.
Okay, this was mentioned yesterday too, and we know a bit about it from case 1. Something to do with Jacques. The second KG-8 incident? I'm very sorry, sir. I fear I failed to study hard enough.
Well, even among the police, it's information that only a select few are privy to.
Could you please enlighten me, sir? Second KG-8 incident. Sir, what do you mean by the second KG-8 incident?
In order for me to tell you that, you must first learn about the original case. Take a look at these documents.
This is a 3-year-old newspaper. Right, it happened 10 years ago in the present.
Which is 3 years ago from this point.
The first KG-8 incident. Remember they said 10 years ago.
You have heard of the Amano Group scandal before, correct?
Oh my god, it's Mr. Earlobes. Yes, I have. The secretary of Ernest Amano, the Amano Group's director, was arrested under suspicion of smuggling.
Correct. CCU was an employee of the Amano Group, and the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court.
Wasn't a Kodopian embassy staff member arrested for the murder? Yes, a Kodopian by the name of Manny Cochin was the suspect. Okay.
However, due to lack of evidence, the case went unresolved.
Lack of evidence?
Ha! If only I was in charge of the case. I would have done everything in my power to prove his guilt.
Make sure that all criminals are found guilty. My mentor really is dedicated.
Faraday was the prosecutor on the case then, and he was as pathetic as ever.
Mr. Faraday was in charge of the KG-8 incident as well?
That's right.
And now,
Once again, the victim of the case you are currently assigned to was someone who was scheduled to testify against that smuggling organization.
oh, okay. Interesting.
And just like last time, the victim was murdered right before he was to testify. You're catching on. The victim was murdered just before his day in court against the smuggling organization.
RIP, okay. So this is all about the Amana group. That's the start of the case. So this is a case that happened 7 years ago, Rock. And it's basically we haven't gone very far. A guy got shot, and the defendant is claiming that the prosecutor was the one who did it, who happens to be Kay's father. And so we're going to take the place of the prosecutor in order to sort out what exactly happened. And apparently it's related to the Amana group from the last case, the smuggling people. The victim was apparently going to testify against them. Oh my God.
Events are occurring almost exactly the same way as they did in the KG-8 incident.
So that's why it is being called the second KG-8 incident.
Yes. Yet, there is one difference between the two incidents.
What would that be?
The so-called noble thief that is sending everyone into an uproar. The great thief Yatagarasu.
Yatagarasu? I better find out more. Yatagarasu. If it is true that the Yatagarasu showed up at the Korean embassy, what would he or she have been after?
No doubt to steal any suspicious accounting records and release them publicly. Or, more likely, steal secrets from the Kodopian embassy itself, since the item that the Yatagarasu stole from there was sent to the police.
What was it the Yatagarasu sent to the police?
I don't know the details. Anything related to the Yatagarasu is getting the top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. By returning the stolen item to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's like self-incriminating.
Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, wouldn't you say?
That would have to be the first time the Yatagarasu has left evidence behind, correct?
Yes, indeed. If you wish to learn more about the Yatagarasu, then I suggest you ask Faraday. It must be important.
Mr. Faraday? He happens to be
The prosecutor in charge of the Yatagarasu case as well.
He's the prosecutor in charge of both the KG-8 incident and the Yatagarasu case? Mr. Faraday really has a lot on his plate. Interesting. Hi! What is it, little...
Oh, what is it, little girl?
Is that Kay? You're scary, mister. I think that's Kay. Judging by the black hair. Did you need something? I want to trade these coins with you. A fistful of dimes, quarters, and pennies. But it looks like you... Exactly $1. Is this what you want? Oh, it's definitely Kay. Thanks! That's exactly what I needed. Bye! She's cute. Don't know who's cuter between her and Trucy. But she's cute. Could that child be here to watch the trial?
How disrespectful for a child like that to be running around inside the courthouse. Does no one have respect for this country's judicial system anymore?
Oh my god, it's a kid, Manfred! Please! Wait until Angel draws little K. The bailiff for the prosecutor's the paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is complete.
Why, you? Do you even know how much time there is left before the trial resumes?
I'm so sorry. Pearl is also very cute. We were discussing whether Pearl or Trucy Baby Trucy was cuter. And it was tough. I don't know. I think maybe Trucy. It's hard to tell. I only know Pearl from the HD sprite though.
I can have you mopping up this courthouse instead of protecting it in an instant.
Ooh. It's no bother, sir. Not being completely prepared could prove to be a perfect handicap for me.
A proud one you are.
The finger wags.
You had better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself. It's time for your debut, Edgeworth.
That's true. So, am I going to the courtroom? Let's go! 4 PM. Oh, an afternoon session. Okay. District courtroom number 3. Oh, it's weird. Where's the defense attorney?
Just what is going on?
Why isn't Faraday here yet?
How is it possible that the defense is not prepared yet either? Bailiff, where is Mr. Faraday?
I am not sure. I wasn't really paying attention. What's up, Judge? Hello? Ah, you must be the one Mr. Von Karma recommended. The side sprite of the judge. Look at that glorious beard. I hear this will be your first trial. I look forward to seeing how you perform. Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. I know, right, Zero? Sir, it looks like the trial is about to resume. However...
Yes, it will be all but impossible to prove the witness alive. Without the evidence from Faraday. What is that blasted buffoon up to?
It's an emergency, sirs! Gumshoe! It must be Gumshoe.
Sir, silence! There shall be no yelling in this sacred hall of law.
Bailiff, remove that man from this courtroom at once. That must be Gumshoe. Oh, it's Gumshoe. Please, wait! You have to listen to me. There's an emergency. Defendant lobby number 2. Mr. Faraday and the defendant. The two of them, they're... What? They're both dead? In the courtroom. In the courthouse. Are you serious? Stay back. Who's this? No one's allowed on the crime scene, period. Just who does this oddball think he is? This is becoming quite the hotspot. I know she's a defense attorney. You can tell by her badge. Is she Mr. Rel's defense attorney? Hey, you! No running in the hallway, pal. And who are you to tell me what? Oh yeah, this is their first meeting! I'll never find out what's going on like this. It's time for some civil discourse. I'll talk to Gumshoe first. And you are?
Who, me?
Hey, pal! It's common courtesy to tell someone your name first before asking theirs. Point taken. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a district prosecutor. A prosecutor? I've never seen a prosecutor as young as you, pal. I've told you my name. Now would you mind telling me yours? Detective Dick Gumshoe. And just recently I achieved my dream of becoming a detective. More than a dream. It's what I was born to do. Wait. Maybe I should check and make sure. I'm not really in some crazy dream first. This detective is entirely too excited to be at a murder scene. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me what you know about the incident?
You know that I don't have anything to tell you.
Oh, sorry, give me the wrong voice. You know that I don't have anything to tell you, right? I know that. But it would behoove you to fill me in on what you know. Wow, you're a proud one for such a youngster, aren't you? Well, anyway, Detective Bad is the one in charge. Detective Bad? So you're just gonna have to ask him for the details, okay? As for me, I was guarding the door to defense lobby number 2. Isn't that where the murder took place? So you were the guard detail. Did you notice anything strange when you were on duty? Well, I freaked out when I heard a gunshot, and then I kind of froze. You're a detective, and a measly gunshot scared you that much? Then again, I can hardly claim to not know what it's like. What it's like to hear one at close range. Then, Detective Bad came running to the scene. We went into lobby number 2 together, and both men were lying there, dead. Is that everything? Yeah, that's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Interesting. Other than the gunshot, you didn't hear a single sound of commotion. That Gumshoe's testament. Okay. Where's Kay? I hope she's alright. Alright, I'm guessing this is Detective Bad. Excuse me, but who are you? Detective Tyrell Bad. Homicide. I don't know what voice to give him. I was informed of the situation and came back as quickly as possible. Smoker? I can't do a smoker voice. I could try. I don't think it's gonna go very well. So how did you arrive and inspect the body before me? Faraday. Yeah, I can't. I don't have any phlegm. I don't know how people do that. Faraday requested me to testify in the trial. Great. Plain and simple. Mr. Faraday requested you'd be here. Okay, interesting. Crime scene. I've already contacted HQ about the situation. I've got nothing to say to you, kid. Kid? I'm Mr. Faraday's substitute in today's trial. Therefore, I insist that you update me on the situation. Can't back down here. I have a right to know. Do I need to teach you a thing or two about how to talk to adults, kid? Is he threatening me? Excuse me? Is he going for his gun? Okay, it's just a mirror. Dare you trick me like that? Faraday was stabbed to death with some kind of blade, and he had a gun in his hand. The other man, a Mr. Mackerel, was shot and killed. Interesting, okay. He was found holding a bloody knife in his hand. Was there anyone else who went into defendant lobby number 2? Yeah, that big lug over there. His name's Gumshoe. He was in charge of guarding the place. He claimed that no one else entered the room. If that's the case, then they must have killed each other, correct? Maybe. Such impudence. This guy is really testing my patience. Why was I not informed that you were going to testify in court? Homicides aren't my only gig. The Atagarasu case is also one of my assignments. So you were called upon to comment on the Yatagarasu's characteristics, in order to assess if Mr. Faraday was really the Yatagarasu or not. Well, looks like you just might have a brain after all in that head of yours, son. Son? I'm not your son, Pops! Well, I still love Edgeworth. Even if he's under Von Karma's control at the moment, I still love him. Who's this? Do you have a minute? You know, I'm not really into talking to people I don't know. Especially at a time like this. I apologize for not introducing myself before bothering you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I was to take Mr. Faraday's place in court. Edgeworth, huh? Never heard of you. So Faraday's substitute is a newbie, huh? I'll have you know, madam, that I studied under Manfred von Karma. He's got the finger wag down pat. Do not take me for some naive novice. Is she about to throw up or laugh? Do not take me for some naive... I think laugh. Novice? Ah ha 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 ha. So you're a student of Von Karma. I should've... Those clothes are a dead giveaway. Stop right there. These are the garments of one who gallantly presents the facts. Oh, she's great already. I love her. Ah, thanks for the great laugh. But try not to make me laugh so much, okay? I wasn't trying to do anything of the sort. Ah, just kidding. I was just goofing around. By the way, do you know who I am? My name is Callisto Yu. Oh, she's the CCU that Von Karma talked about before. And if you're telling the truth, then we were about to go head to head in court. Ah, but of course, I've heard much about you, Miss Yu. She likes to laugh. Oh, but of course, I've heard much about you, you regular Shakespeare. Did I say something funny? I'd like you to update me on the situation. I really don't know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there? If that's the case, then why are you here? She really likes to laugh. What's so funny? Just the way you speak is so tactless. The person I was going against in court was only a little while ago just murdered. It's not like I could go back into the courtroom pretending as though nothing happened. That's a good point. I apologize for asking such an insensitive question. It's fine, don't worry about it. Oh, hello. Miss Yu! There's someone here who wishes to see you. Who is it? A Kodopian embassy staff member by the name of Manny Kochin. Ah. What? Interesting. Okay. It really is tied together. What's going on? Detective Bad and Miss Yu's moods just changed all of a sudden. Wait a second. Wasn't Manny Kochin? I'll be right there. It's nice to see you again, Miss Yu. Why are you here? I have no desire to ever see you again. Now. Actually, would you mind stepping outside for a brief chat? Oh god, I'm scared that everybody's gonna die. Fine, let's... What's up, Von Karma?
Bad.
Von Karma. Von Karma. It's been a while.
I knew you would show up. You usually do when the Yatagarasu is involved, and I see this case is no exception.
Okay, well, they know each other. That's good. Do you know Detective Bad, sir?
Yes, he's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. If only he would get a promotion and move on.
It's the crime scene where a detective is most useful and effective.
It's not like I don't know that. Moving on, though, Bad. The man I just passed by. Was he not the suspect from the KG8 incident?
He was, so I was right.
Just what is that man doing wandering around here? That Faraday. I can't believe he let such an easy catch get away. Imbecile! I would have proved his guilt in 3 minutes. Von Karma, I think you've said enough for now. It is in poor taste to speak like that about the departed. Very well. Back on topic. I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of the investigation here.
I was like, I thought I recognized that voice. I was like, no, wait, it can't be Francisca. She's too young. And then young Francisca came on the screen. Papa, how can you place him in charge? Aww. That's cute. Francisca. What are you? Oh yeah, I forget that they know her. I'm here for summer vacation. What else? Franziska von Karma. So she's here on vacation from Germany. She is the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and a student of his, who's also junior to me. You're the one who's junior to me, and don't you forget it! Okay, she's always been like this. It's great to know. You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you? Ah, if you were able to pass, then I'll have absolutely no trouble at all. Wow, kind of great smugness. I'll never allow myself to lose to you. Never! Why does she always have to be this competitive? Anyway, Papa, are you really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case?
Yes, I am. Why do you ask?
Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself. And I am 100% confident that I could do a better job than him. It's just like Franziska. She has no problem bad-mouthing someone right in front of them.
Bad? Yeah. These two will be conducting the investigation.
Wait! Is she gonna be my assistant? What? You want me to let both of these kids loose on the crime scene?
Ah, this is a perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills.
A crime scene is not a place for children to be messing around in.
I'm the one with the authority over this crime scene, Bad, and I will not tolerate complaining. Edgeworth, Franziska, I leave this case to the two of you. Oh my god, I'm excited.
Understood, sir. Yes, Papa.
I'll go take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll accept nothing but a perfect report from the both of you. Do not disappoint me.
Hold up, Von Karma. I still haven't agreed to this. Miles Edgeworth. It's been quite some time, Franziska. This will be the perfect chance for us to see which of us is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. Would it kill you to at least say hello? Long time no see. Very good. Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can act all proud. She hasn't changed. She hasn't changed a bit. Miles Edgeworth. As I was saying, we shall see which one of us is worthy of the Von Karma name. For crying out loud, I've been reduced to a babysitter. Looks like Mr. Von Karma was successful in convincing the detective. Just like him, he never fails. Now, I appreciate it if you could quickly run me through the facts, Detective Bad. Better off checking things out on your own. Very well. Okay, seems like getting help from Detective Bad will be a most arduous task. Both the bodies are in here, so this is going to be a pretty gruesome crime scene. "4:15 p.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 2. Oh god. Ugh. Ugh. The only real explanation that they killed each other simultaneously? Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they are finished talking. What are you talking about? Nobody was speaking. I'll only say it one more time. This is the competition to see who— Yeah, I know, you've already said it 3 times. A competition. The person that figures out the truth first wins. Oh, it's not my assistant. She's just gonna be it's me versus her. So the person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name? Exactly. I don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolish things come from your foolishly foolish mouth. Fine, whatever makes you happy. Gonna take that as you accepting my challenge. Once again, whatever makes you happy. Huh. Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? I'm going to find the perfect evidence and prettily present it like the professional I am. Competing to discover the truth behind a crime. How delightfully childish. You kids over there, hold it! Kid? Ha! Serves you right, Miles. He just called you a kid. He called you a kid too. I said kids, kid. How dare you call me a kid as well? I'll do what I please. I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my crime scene.
Hey, big guy, you're gonna watch over these two.
Yes, sir. Detective Bat, sir. Now do what I say from now on, kids, okay?
You better not get in our way, Scruffy. You'll feel the bite of my whip if you do.
Yeah! Then you, prosecutor boy, let's get your investigation started already, alright? Great. Now even that detective is treating me like a child. Alright, it's time to get moving. Get a move on, prosecutor boy.
My name is Miles Edgeworth, and if you were to call me prosecutor boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary.
What? And what would you do with my salary after you saw how much it was?
It's up to you now, isn't it? Play it.
No, it's okay. I gotta save it.
Really? Sounds good, pal.
So naive. Alright, cool. Detective Bad, may I have a word with you?
What is it?
It appears that both a knife and a gun were used as murder weapons. It never put. That's good! I was interested in the case!
Yeah, it does.
Leads to our first question of the investigation. Where did the men acquire the weapons? Yeah, surely you aren't allowed to bring a knife and a gun into the courthouse.
The gun was inside of Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today.
So it's the same gun that killed the other victim. Mr. Deadman.
It was used to kill the Cadopian embassy staff member. But I never heard anything about the knife. Mr. Rell was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well.
Oh god, the voice. Could it have been a piece of evidence that has yet been presented? Then, why doesn't Detective Bad know about it? Wait, what if it's possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in under the guise of prosecutorial evidence? He could have then brought it out and attacked Mr. Rell with it.
Oh. Maybe you've got a brain in there after all, kid.
Ugh. Is he gonna treat me like a child forever?
Looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rell first, who then counterattacked. That's the only logical conclusion you can draw from a scene like this.
Not yet. I feel like it's much too early to be drawing a conclusion already. I first must find conclusive evidence so as to ensure the honor of the Von Karma name. Looks like Mr. Faraday is in love with Mr. Rell. Okay. Faraday's holding the gun and Rell's holding the knife, which matches up with everything. First glance, it seems like they killed each other. However,
using logic, the only logical conclusion is, aha!
What was that outburst for?
My detective's instinct just hit me real hard. It was Mr. Rell that fell first.
See? You don't need a detective's instinct for that. It's common sense. But I suppose we won't know much more than that until after I examine the bodies. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. This bag has blood on it. Here. Why are these plastic bags scattered all around?
These bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal.
I know that much, detective.
Sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal?
Normally I'd be happy when someone compliments me, but when it's this guy. Anyway, could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight between the two men? Some kind of struggle? Okay, and we got the gun. Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand. So he shot Mr. Rell, and then fell on top of him while still gripping onto the gun.
Guess that does seem kinda strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun?
It's not exactly rocket science. Even I know how to pull a trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use one. Foreshadowing.
I hope you never have to fire a gun either, pal. Sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hands.
Is that the police's screening procedures needed thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand. Okay, and then we got the knife. It's like Mr. Rel died with the knife in his hand. There's some blood stuck on it. Then he must have used this as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about it. Is Mr. Faraday carrying this on his personage? Did he bring this in as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? I should jot some notes down about it. Okay. Anything else that's weird? Not a lot of blood, but I don't know, it might just be underneath their bodies. First he killed a Kadopian embassy staff member, then he was murdered himself. This guy wasn't exactly an angel, you know. Oh? What makes you say that? Yeah, sorry, Fruit. Well, he's been hauled into the precinct several times for theft and assault, pal. So yeah, he's definitely the type to have committed a murder or two. Well, he did admit to killing Mr. Deadman. Hey, good point, pal. I knew my detective's intuition was telling me something. Detective's intuition? Yep, do you know about it? It's a special feeling that all We don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation. I know, Mr. Deadman. Mr. Faraday, how ironic is it for him to lose his life in a courthouse? Yeah, why did it have to be like this? Don't know what to say. Can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal. Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Didn't you become a detective in order to solve crimes? Yeah. Then get back to work. Find out the cause of his murder. Right, I'm on it, pal. Okay. Those are the main things. On the table. What's this? There are some plastic bags stacked up on the table. There's a tea set too. But there doesn't seem to be any sign of a disturbance. Yeah, the table's all neat and tidy. Interesting. Maybe they were super quiet in their scuffle? After all, I didn't hear anything from out in the hallway, you know. Maybe the plastic bags scattered on the floor are throwing us off. Interesting. Got the bag here. Some stuff in the bag, pal. Suppose this was Mr. Faraday's bag. It's probably the trial evidence I was supposed to collect from him. This is the evidence? Oh, I better not touch it. I'll leave prints on it. Do you just not pay attention? Do you just not pay attention to anything? You do? Tea set. No, okay. Oh, okay. We'll talk about the tea set with the plastic bags. This window is open and this one is closed. The window is open and... Huh! There's a fresh flowery scent in the air. Ugh! The flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly. Excuse me, Gumshoe? Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change? Well, at least there's no way someone escaped through this window, pal. They wouldn't wake up and smell the flowers after a fall from the 3rd floor. Are you willfully ignoring the fact that there are also iron bars on the windows? Okay. So nobody can come in or out from the window. Yeah, I guess there's that too. Either way, no one could get through these windows, right? Thought of everything when they were designing this courthouse. Very nice. The TV. Whoa! What is it, Detective Gumshoe? My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal. Then perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one. Ooh, let me see here. Wow, this thing is huge! He turns it on and everybody looks in his direction. And way too noisy! You're the noisy one, Scruffy! Don't touch it. You'll get your fingerprints all over it. But I didn't touch it! Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of... He just talked about not touching the bag because he didn't want to leave fingerprints on it. And then he touched the TV. The foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to show up on. Alright. This window's closed. The couch? Plant. Its decorative plant foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around. Perhaps I should purchase one for my room. Couch? I can't really look at the couch because the bodies are in the way. I'll talk to Francisco. Ah, I see. Did you figure something out? This is a competition, Miles, and as such, I'd appreciate it if you didn't talk to me. As you wish.
Alright. Alright. Not bad. How big is my TV?
69 inches.
I don't know. Downstairs? Probably something like 40.
Detective Bad, do you have any thoughts on this case?
Faraday and Rel. It looks like they killed each other to me. Although, there are a few things that just don't seem right.
And what would they be?
Why don't you try thinking on your own first before you bother me, boy?
Okay, fine. Now I've been downgraded to just boy. Alright, can we connect any pieces of logic? I don't think so. Nope. I don't think there's anything else to look at. Maybe I missed something on the bodies. I looked at both of them. I looked at the gun, I looked at the bags, I looked at the knife. Anything else? Nope. Oops, didn't need to do that. Thanks. Go off. What's that on his hand? Is that just the shading? There's like this, you see this blackness here and here? His hand is all black. Okay, it's not just the shading. Down here, see? I wonder what it could be. If you look closely, this blotching pattern resembles an ink stain. Ink stain, okay.
Ah, an ink stain?
Yes, I usually get ink on my hand when I use my feather pen.
A feather pen? I've never seen one before. Sure you aren't just making it up, pal?
Okay, Gumshoe. Oh. Took me out of the scene automatically. Okay. Mr. Rel's cause of death was from being shot, correct?
That's what we think. It's hard to tell with him lying face down.
Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth.
Are you sure that they were trying to hide something?
I can't confirm Mr. Rel's cause of death with his body positioned like that. Detective Bad, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail if possible. What's this? You're not able to form a theory with them the way they are? I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence, don't you? I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it!
Abby! Yes, sir! We've taken enough photos of the scene, sir. And there you have it.
Do you not approve?
Of course not.
Oh, right.
What? Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella, turn over the bodies for me, will ya?
Oh, okay. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir.
Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective.
I wonder if he'll listen to that advice in the future.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Oof. Okay, not as much blood as I was expecting. Knife and a bullet hole. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. That's his pen. There's something in his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen. Fountain pen in Mr. Faraday's pocket has an especially nice nib. Thanks. Edgeworth.
Hey, you know, I always keep a pencil behind my ear. It's because Detective Bad is always telling me. You should always write down your name on everything you own.
Yes, somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. Alright. We've got the bullet wound here. Oh, sorry, the knife wound here. It's a knife wound in his chest here. See? I wonder if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rel is holding.
Labby!
Yes, sir. Verifying now, sir.
Make it quick.
From the look of things. One could deduce that the knife Mr. Rell is holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. Okay, then we have the bullet wound here. Shot in the chest. Takes some guts to fire a gun in a courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week and I still haven't fired a single round yet. There aren't any burn marks on his clothes. That must mean... Wait, burn marks? So it must have been from far away. A round grows very hot as it's discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point blank range. Ergo, Mr. Rell must have been shot from at least a yard or two away. Okay. You sure do know a bunch of neat stuff for your age, pal. Apparently, this detective has as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. Let us try now to understand how the two men died. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out of today's trial evidence. Then he aimed the gun at Mr. Rell and fired. However, Mr. Rell managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot, and the two men fell together where they stand. Faraday was on top of Rell. That is my theory in any case. What a crazy way to go! Still, something about that explanation just doesn't seem right. I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened here. Let me see exactly what it says. Notes pertaining to Burn, Faraday, and Michael. Okay. Discovered. Immediately after the gunshot was heard. Faraday died of a knife stab to the chest. Rell died of a bullet wound to the chest. Okay. Why the plastic? Okay. Same as before. Oh, why can't I skip through this? Ready. We did this before. Alright, let's look at the logic and see if we can logic things together. Ink stain in the fountain pen. I'm guessing. Okay, but if the ink stain is in his left hand, then I know this all too well because I'm a left-handed writer. Then if you're writing, when you write with your left hand, you get ink stains on your left hand, unless you have to learn not to like lift your hand up, otherwise you get like smudges all over your hand. I know this is a left-handy person. But if he's left-handed, but he's holding the gun in his right hand, that's kind of weird. I mean, he could also just be, right-handed with the gun and left-handed with the pen. But I have a feeling that they're related in some way. Anyway, let's look at this. That splotch on Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen. Ooh, let's ask the lab guy. Detective Gumshoe, I confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen. I see. Good work. Ah, I've always wanted to say that, even if it was just one time in my life. Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand. I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed. It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well. If you say so, pal. Alright, well, something's fishy with that. Yeah. These are the same ones I've had before. It's a contradiction. Where do I go to point out the contradiction? Okay, this is the same. Francisco, do you have anything new to say? I see. Did you figure something out? This is a competent. Okay. Wait, check this area. Maybe I can deduce now that I have more evidence. Gun is in his right hand. Mr. Faraday's holding a gun in his right hand.
That's the one Mr. Rell got blown away by, right? Labby, your answer?
Yes, sir. We found that the ballistic markings do match that gun.
Oh, ballistic markings are
the figurative fingerprints a gun leaves on a bullet when fired. Every gun leaves its own unique ballistic markings. Therefore, by looking at the markings on a bullet, you can tell which gun it came from.
Yeah, that's it. Of course. I already knew about that, pal. Maybe you'd better off going back to the academy.
Eek! Come on, sir! Cut me some slack, will ya? Poor gumshoe. So the bullet that was fired from this gun is what? Felled Mr. Rell. It's weird. Why can't I deduce? Looks like Mr. Faraday was stabbed with this knife that Mr. Rell is holding.
Youch! What's wrong, detective? My stomach started to hurt just thinking about being stabbed.
Just keep your mind on the case, alright? I don't see anything else weird here. I think we've looked at both the murder weapons and both of... We've looked at this, right? Shot in the chest. Yeah. And then we've looked at the knife wound already. Dang, I thought I'd be able to deduce, but I guess not. Nothing strange about. I mean, this is strange. And one has blood on it. One of the bags has blood on it. Like the fact that they're neat and tidy on the table, but they're just strewn about on the floor. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe I could try connecting these two. If not, I'll have more of a look around. Aha! There is a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table. And yet, a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle. In which case, might there be another explanation as to how they got there? Another reason? I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow.
Eek! Please get that blood away from me, pal!
Oh my god, I'm sure. Whose blood is on this bag?
Hold on. Let me ask the lab guy.
Alright, please hurry.
Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else or in the bag either.
Interesting. It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence.
Okay, if you say so. I'll leave it in your hands, pal.
There's Faraday's blood on it. Okay.
I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other.
No, we can't conclude that quite yet. There's still something I find very peculiar here. Now can I point out the right hand? The theory that they simply killed one another and this is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there is a contradiction that shows there is another possibility.
No, wait, pal. Really?
I suppose I will just have to show you the conflict in this crime scene. Yo, what's up, Uzu, I want to say? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. Oh, cool. Well, hi. It's good to see you. And I'm playing Ace Attorney right now. I still do speedruns. Actually, I still do Sonic Adventure 2, although right now it's on a hiatus. And today I was working on Sonic Heroes runs, that was really fun. But right now, usually in the second half of my streams, I do some casual stuff. playing through games I've never played through before, and right now I'm going through the Ace Attorney series, and it's been really fun. But yeah, hope you enjoy the stream. Suppose I will just have to show you the conflict in this crime scene. Won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Ah, now I can deduce! Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? This. Yeah, this one. Eureka! Oh. Eureka! Eureka! Oh my god. Eureka! Now we come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of. And it is this. Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed. And yet, the handgun is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold the gun in his right hand? That, ladies and gentlemen, or lady and gentlemen, is the great contradiction haunting this crime scene. Hey, you're right, pal. That does seem kind of strange. But how could something like that happen? The facts add up to one conclusion, and one alone. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died. Someone else. Plastic bags scattered on the floor and a gun in the wrong hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind the case. A person of vile intent who is serious about keeping the truth from us. Cool, alright. We did it! It's the naked grey man. Here's the autopsy report. Oh my god, we're getting an autopsy report. It is probable that Mr. Ralph survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from his stabbing. Interesting. Not updated yet, but we can update it later, if needs be. Looks like we now know everything we need to know about this case. Are you sure we know everything? Of course! The incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendant. But the defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other. It is all very clear and simple. There is absolutely no margin for doubt. More Francisca is cute, especially when she curtsies. Do you really believe that to be the truth? Hi Thal, by the way. Huh, are you saying that just because I figured out the truth before you, that you don't want to believe it's true? Yeah. It's alright. If you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there are any contradictions to be found, that is. Don't worry, I will. Oh, let's go! Edgeworth versus Francisca. Young Francisca. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, while Mr. Rel survived for a short time. From this, it is obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rel. And Mr. Rel, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Those are the facts of this case. Faraday's death was instantaneous, therefore he must have attacked first. Proving that logic to be false is probably the fastest way to show her that she's wrong. In that case, I should first look for any holes in her theory. He has the whip. I think it's a riding crop. More than a whip. Okay, it's true. Oh, I didn't mean to press A. Whoops. No. Should it count? Oh, yeah. You can still whip someone with a riding crop. That's... yeah. You do not crop a horse. Yeah, you do. You still whip them with the riding crop. Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
Mr. Faraday shot Mr. L before he died. Do you have any basis for that statement? Your foolishness is no end, does it? Now, I hate to repeat myself. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. That's all the basis I need. Alright, so if Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, then he must have attacked Mr. L before being stabbed. You're finally beginning to catch on, I see. And Mr. L, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Hold it! Hold it. Hold it. Hold it! Try it. So you believe that the dying Mr. Rell stole the knife from Mr. Faraday? Mr. Rell became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test. So the two men struggled. And in the end, Mr. Rell was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The messy condition of the room is a testament to their struggle. Yes, my logic is perfectly sound. Can you really say it's perfect? What are you insinuating? Nothing. However, I can't let what you said slide by without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise. So if you could apprehend that statement to your testimony. Mr. Rell used the last of his strength to counterattack Mr. Faraday. What evidence do I have? I haven't really looked at my evidence properly. Right, but Rell is underneath Faraday, which means Rell must have collapsed first. But they're saying Faraday's death was instantaneous. Yeah. Objection! Objection! Oh my god. Objection! What's wrong? Francisca, I advise you take a... Alright, Francisca. And what are you trying to say with this? Saying that this piece of evidence doesn't contradict with my testimony. Give it a brief pause. Oh, before I say it. So press it and then wait a bit and then say hold it. I could try that, Fruit. Must be this added statement. What's they have? Oh, Detective Gumshoe didn't hear a struggle! Direct contradiction. Objection! Oh my god. Fruit, if you solved everything, that would be so helpful. If the two men were fighting, their struggle would have surely caused quite a bit of noise. However, Detective Gumshoe testified that he heard absolutely nothing. Huh, you place too much faith in that detective's testimony, you know. But for the sake of argument, let's say there wasn't a fight. How then did Mr. Rell get his hands on the knife? Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting here in lobby number 2. It is not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Rell saw a chance and took it out at some point. So, what you're saying is this. Mr. Rell took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed? And there's something... Yeah, you can't say that though. Because... No, because he died instantaneously. That's what... Where is it? The shock from the stabbing was caused instantaneous death. Okay, something is off. Wait, something doesn't add up. Oh, really? It's simply not possible for Mr. Faraday to have shot Mr. L after being stabbed. Yeah, okay. This is easy. Take that!
Take that!
Oh my god. Easy peasy! According to the coroner's report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, meaning that he died immediately upon being stabbed by the knife. He's done it. You know what? You know what, Fruit? You deserve a reward. Give me a sec. Hello? Let me... Switch! Okay. Oh my god, thank you Talon2461 for giving a gifted sub to Fruit Lion. Much appreciated. I hope you enjoy the emotes. I appreciate the support. That's super nice of you to do, Talon. No, thanks, Fruit. Watch how it stops working somehow. Okay. I'm too fast. Ergo, he could not possibly have fired the gun after that. Ooh, you got me! Oh, she's still looking smug. But of course. Well then, if the report is correct, then there is only one correct explanation. If we suppose that Mr. Rell attacked first, then Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, would have been unable to kill Mr. Rell. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot, and they both died. That is the only explanation that makes logical sense, unless there was a third party somewhere, negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying, Francisca. I just wanted to explain it to you as simply as possible. I'm sorry, Solid. Before you foolishly propose a foolish theory that only a foolish fool like you could. No, I'm sure. Even if it does, it's fine. You fixed it for 2 of them, and it's given me some grief recently. How naive of you to believe that only your opinions are valid, and still expecting to discover the truth that the crime scene offers you. I'm glad, Solid. Francisca, you've got a ways to go. What are you talking about? Are you saying there's a flaw in my logic? Mr. Faraday died instantly, and the fact that he did is what gives rise to the contradiction in this scene. The contradiction here in this crime scene is... yeah, the orders the bodies fell, because he would have fallen first. That's what I thought the first contradiction was. He would have fallen first, so he should be below him. Let me get this straight. What you are arguing is this. Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. Rell. Then the wounded Mr. Rell found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot, and Mr. Rell died thereafter. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order in which their bodies are piled. No! Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. Rell's. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have died before Mr. Faraday. Impossible! Yes, I agree that it seems strange no matter what angle you approach it from. Which means that the real mystery behind this crime is... oh, okay. She objected too quickly. No, not so fast, Miles Edgeworth! I'm sorry, Fruit. What now? I simply think that you ought to think a bit more outside the box. And that it's even clearer now that the incident started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent. She sure bounced back quickly. An explanation won't be enough this time. It's gonna take some very decisive evidence to prove her wrong. Alright. What happened, part 2? It was just chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Rell's. The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order. Just know that Francisca's explanation isn't absolutely correct. All I have to do is find a hole in her logic. Once I do, I can then present her with the evidence that proves the contradiction, similar to the first one. Alright, let's go, Francisca! It's just the chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Rell's. The bodies fell into a pile. What does she mean by this? Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
The two fell on top of each other? Don't you find that to be a bit strange? Not at all. Ugh. I can see it in her eyes. She's dead set against me from the bottom of her heart. You need the updated autopsy report, I know, right? Miles Edgeworth. Once I'm done here, you'll see that there's nothing strange at all. Now then, the two men fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
It's gotta wait a little longer. What do you mean by they attacked each other at the same time? I assume Mr. Faraday had the two different weapons in his hands. Oh. They made to attack Mr. Rell while holding both the knife and the revolver. And then, after Mr. Faraday fired the gun... Yeah, okay, cool. Pause for longer. Mr. Rell grabbed the knife as he was falling and stabbed Mr. Faraday. That is how Mr. Rell wound up on the bottom and Mr. Faraday on top. Okay. God, imagine thinking that a gun isn't enough to kill an unarmed person, but you have to bring a knife into it too. At close range, that is more than possible. Yes, it's possible, but... Well, if you had any other ideas... Then show me what you've got. Oh, I will. And to that extent, I'd like for you to append what you said to your testimony. I don't see any point to that, but as you please. That indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. Close range. Oh, oops. Yeah. Okay. They attacked each other at the same time from close range. From close range! Wrong. Wrong. I think it's this one. There's no, no gunpowder burn on his clothes. Yeah, so it's this one. Objection!
Objection!
I just gotta inhale. So you believe they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's impossible. Just as it's written in the crime scene notes, the firing of the handgun did not leave a gunpowder burn on Mr. Rell's clothes. Therefore, Mr. Rell and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. Yes, this is by far the biggest contradiction. The two bodies are piled up on each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. And with there being no chance that Mr. Rell moved that far after being shot, that leaves only one possible explanation. What a completely foolish line of foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fool! If I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with the intent to kill, huh? Who? Person that attacked first with the murderous intent. That must be Mr. Faraday. Right? Okay, let me just... If the gun was shot from far away, it must be Mr. Faraday. But But he died, but he fell first. Oh, okay. Wait, neither makes sense then. So neither makes sense. Objection. Oh. I need to learn that Edgeworth dance. Did Gumfrick not tell you? Salary cutting noises. Yeah, neither makes sense because either one leads to a contradiction. Here in this room, contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. Thus, there can only be one explanation. There was a third person here. It was that third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell, and set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. That third person is the real culprit. Miles Edgeworth, there's just one thing you're missing. Evidence, correct? Exactly! Everything you've said up until now is nothing but a story played out in your head. However, this is where the real test begins. Can you prove that there was a third person involved in this crime? Of course. The third person was truly here. That fact was resolved, the glaring contradiction. The proof that this has all been a setup made to look like they killed each other. I'll present it, and lay bare the final piece of the puzzle that's not in place. What is the piece of evidence that proves that there is a third person? I'm thinking the bags? No, not the badge, the bags. Like somebody must have been able... See, the bags are underneath them though. But the bag shouldn't be there, right? If there was no struggle, according to Gumshoe, if we believe Gumshoe. But, you know, Gumshoe has never failed us before, so... So... Yeah, let's go with the bags. Because there shouldn't have been a struggle. So somebody must have set up the bags beforehand. Take that!
Take that!
The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand, and the plastic bag with his blood on it. These two items point to the presence of a third person. How so? Oh, the gun as well. Right. Of course. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. If there wasn't a struggle in this room, and there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground, meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around. Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for the moment. There's a high probability of blood splatter when a knife is used on a person, if the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it. Oh, I was wondering why only the bag had blood on it. Then they could use the bag to catch any blood splatter when they withdrew the knife. Then, by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one with them, then arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence. Not well enough, though. He's making notes. Looks like we've still got a long way to go in this investigation. Yes.
Objection!
Who said that? Oh, that must be you, right? The judge. What the heck is up with you, pal? Mr. Bad, I would advise you to place Detective Gumshoe. What? No! What did Gumshoe do? Oh, now there's two huffing and puffing people. What's the meaning of this? Looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates. Oh my god, I can't speak. Your own subordinates. Hi, Diamond. Good to see you. I know, right, Fruit? Don't you dare. That detective claims he was there, standing in front of the door the entire time. But I have it on good authority that it was all a giant lie. Uh-oh. Gumshoe, what'd you do? Miss Yu, I ask that you please explain that last statement. I'll let His Honor explain it himself. I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you. During the recess, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway. What? See, Mr. Bad? So I ask you, why would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time want to fabricate such a lie? Gumshoe, did you kill Faraday? No! Of course not, sir! It would appear that the one who set this whole crime scene up is that detective, which basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. It looks like your perfect logic has just come tumbling down, Miles. Yeah. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Was that statement really a lie? Detective Gumshoe, I'm now a suspect in the murder of 2 men. Now spit out the truth, or so help me. I haven't lied to anyone, sir. Honest. I really was there. I was in the hallway the whole time. Detective Bad, I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I am the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not? You go, Edgeworth! Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. All I want is for this investigation to run perfectly. Perfection is the only wish of a disciple of Von Karma, after all. Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to set the record straight on something. And what's that? What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about? But he says he was in the hallway the whole time. State of the hallway? Detective Gumshoe, I take it that no one else was in the hallway at any time, correct? Huh? Oh, of course not, pal! You're being awfully defensive. Might you be hiding something from me? Oh, watch your mouth, pal! You can't go around saying stuff like that about me without any evidence. Suppose you're right. I have no evidence at this point. Miles Edgeworth, how can you be losing a battle of wits with this detective? You're a disgrace! Ugh. Maybe I should ask about something else. Okay. Well, he's a bit defensive. Why wasn't he in the hall? Okay, well, I guess we don't believe him. Why weren't you in the hallway then, Gumshoe? Detective Gumshoe, why were you missing from the hallway for a span of time? Look, pal, like I said, I was there the whole time, okay? But there is testimony against you that... Miles Edgeworth, why are you wasting our time with a completely useless question? Okay, fine. Anyone who says otherwise is a fool. Alright, I'm gonna get whipped again. Motive for the murder. I suppose the one thing I'd like clarified is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing the crime. Motive, huh? Gumshoe, you've got a grudge against Faraday or anything? Because that iPod. No, sir! Not me! Not a single bad thing against Mr. Faraday, sir! Is that a fact? You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe? I'm telling you, I am not lying! The more unnatural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know. If you want a motive, Edgeworth, I have one for you right here. Could you please share it with us? However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of fancy, because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation. You're serious, aren't you? Fine. You amuse me, so I'll humor you with a little courtroom practice. Oh boy, we're against you. It was... What are you doing? You doing your makeup? It was about a week ago. I saw the detective getting chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit." A brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. It's reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation? You totally misunderstand me, pal. No matter how mad I get, I can never hold a grudge. Quiet. Can't trust anything you say. Sir. Nothing wrong with the motive she proposed, per se. But there are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. Misused perfect explanation may not be so perfect after all. I wonder what his actual salary is now. About a week ago. I wonder if anybody's gone through every single Ace Attorney game that he appears in and just seeing how many times his salary has actually been cut. I must press this. Hold it! Hold it! Oh no! Hold it!
Hold it!
Maybe I wasn't enunciating properly too. You stood there, watching this unfold in front of you. Yeah, I have to say it was really enjoyable too. But that's when I saw Detective That's why when I saw Detective Gumshoe earlier, I knew to stay clear of him. No way. I thought it was because I had something stuck on my face. But you do. Huh? What have I got stuck on my face? Let's start with your eyes, nose, mouth. Okay, you. Oh, and those ridiculous eyebrows. Wow. Don't insult Gumshoe like that. Huh? I wish I could do that. I was never able to independently raise one eyebrow from the other. I don't know how people do it. I've always wanted to do it because it's such a good curious face. But then I just end up looking weird. Huh? Ah, oh man, messing with your head is just too much fun. Miss you. You don't mind. I'd like to return to your testimony now. You can do your right eyebrow, Wolfie can do one. I can't. I can do it if I do this. But I think that's cheating. I can do both at the same time, but you know. I'm trying. It's reason enough for a grudge. Why? Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
To cut a new detective salary, right off the bat like that. I'm not really familiar with the way you guys relate, but is that a common practice? Speaking of cutting my salary, didn't you threaten to do that to me earlier too? I suppose I did. It's only natural to cut a worthless detective's salary down to their actual worth. No, you're good for it. It's working more often. That's the important thing. My father can even fire anyone, new or old, with the snap of his fingers. Do you think maybe that's reason enough for detectives to hate you people? Well, yes. They really shouldn't cut people's pay. Detective Bad. Don't tell Mr. Von Karma. Don't tell me Mr. Von Karma cut your salary earlier. Rip. Alright. Hold it!
Hold it!
Mr. Faraday was upset. Yeah. You know what else? Mr. Faraday isn't exactly known to get angry often. But there he was, totally beat red in the face. Nose is itchy. And the offending detective just stood there, pale as a ghost, like he was about to die. Just like the face he's making now, right? Oh, completely innocent, I tell you. The poor man. It was quite the scene with the detective. Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
A week ago? Then you and Detective Gumshoe are acquaintances? No way! I only met him in person today. Then how do you know about Detective Gumshoe? Oh, I've seen him around before. Okay. Only one I've impressed is this one. Hold it!
Hold it!
You call your explanation perfect? Is it not to your liking? Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards. Oh, is there something you want me to clarify in that case? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Yeah, boy! Alright, if you could clear this one thing up for me. Oh, crap. Didn't know it asked me to choose. Motive for killing Mr. Rel. This is a good one. Because, yeah, we've only talked about Mr. Faraday. I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rel? His motive for killing Rel? Like I would know. If there was no clear motive for both of the murders, then I doubt this incident would have occurred. Wouldn't you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves? Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea. What? What? That's impossible. She must know something. Wait! Could you please not glare at me like that? It makes me laugh. Didn't even do anything and you're already laughing away. Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as he had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would have played out the way it did anyway. Oh, would you care to explain your logic? Can't logic like Edgeworth. And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation. Perfect this, perfect that? Stop being so uptight. Or is that a requisite trait for being a Von Karma? Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you shut this rude woman up. I wish you both would be quiet for just 1 second. Oh well, guess I'll have to explain it to you kids. Alright, new testimony. Motive to kill the men. There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel. All you really have to establish is that someone had a grudge against one of the two men. Mr. Rel, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity. But Mr. Rel was underneath Mr. Faraday. Wouldn't Mr. Faraday have fallen first? To look up like they had killed each other. Well, I guess the killer could have just done whatever with the bodies, but I wonder if that's really true. Is there no one out there with a grudge against both men? I should take another hard look at the evidence for this morning's case. The second KG8 incident, as people are calling it, involving an embassy staff member, and the two men who both wound up as suspects in that case. Is there someone else I'm looking who's somehow related to them? Yeah, let me just look at that stuff again, because it's been a little time. There's no one out there, yeah. like, Manny Cochin would have he would definitely have if he was if he was behind the smuggling stuff. Yeah, he would have wanted, so if he's behind this the smuggling stuff, he would have wanted the victim dead. The victim of Mr. Deadman. So he would have been the person who ordered the attack, right? I guess. So he would have wanted Mr. Mackerel to die. And then I guess he would have wanted Mr. Faraday to die too? You know, because he was trying to... No, wait. Mr. Faraday was the one who was going to convict him. Yeah, so of course he'd have a grudge against Faraday. I forgot about that. Faraday, he's done too many cases. So Mr. Faraday would have was the first person in this one. He prosecuted this case, and then he didn't have enough evidence, so Manny was found not guilty. But if Mr. Faraday found new evidence, that would be perfect motive to want to kill Faraday, and then we have evidence to kill Mackerel too. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Objection!
Objection!
Miss you, I believe there is someone you overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, is it because you'd rather not bring this person up? What do you mean? We are looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was the suspect in the original KG-8 incident, and a member of the Cadopian Embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochin. That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of the Cadopian Embassy staff, Mr. Rell. And the man who was the lead prosecutor in the KG-8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin has no reason at all to kill both of these men? Well, I suppose he might have a reason or two. You covered for me, pal! Yeah, let's go! Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all. Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect, make no mistake about that. The perfect evidence, the perfect testimony. These are the only things I wish to hold. But I didn't do it! You will stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny Cochin for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of this leak. Uh-oh.
You want to investigate Cochin? You'd just be wasting your time.
And why is that?
Cochin was up in the viewing gallery, watching the trial. So I was told.
Oh.
Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived.
Then the only real suspect we have is still Detective Gumshoe. I suppose so.
No way! Come on, Detective Bad! You gotta believe me, sir! I really was in that hallway the whole time, sir! I never took a single step into this room, sir! Okay, then are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway? No, there was no one else, sir. Then why should I believe you didn't do it?
That is one incredibly foolish detective. Standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself. It's as good as a confession of guilt. I have to admit it's a bit strange. Most criminals would fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crime. Because he didn't do it! And if that detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, you'd think he would at the very least offer up. I spaced out while on duty, or the like. Because he didn't do it!
Come on, Gumshoe. Time for your interrogation.
The Detective Bad. Gumshoe, no! The judge is still mad. Miles Edgeworth, I will go on ahead and report this to Papa.
And that, as they say, is that. Right, everyone? Ho, ho, ho.
Judge, 2 men are lying dead right next to you. I'm just saying. Before you jolly laugh. Well, I suppose we should be getting back to our real jobs now, huh? Before we do, Miss Yu, there's something I'd like to speak to you about. What was it? So, what did you want to ask me about? KG8 incident. The current case of the murdered Kodopian Embassy staff member. I'd heard that people have begun calling it the second KG8 incident. Only among you law enforcement types. And, what about it? I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KG8 incident. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers. No, I believe you know much more. Since you are directly tied to the KG8 incident, I'd appreciate it if you stop at the false accusations. Faceless outbursts are useless both inside and outside the courtroom, don't you know? I do, but I also know that I do have a leg to stand on here. Think you can stop making that ultra-serious face in front of me? Ugh. If you could please stop laughing for just 1 second. I'm not gonna make any headway like this. It's gonna have to show her exactly how related to the KG8 incident she is. That's right. Yeah, because she's the victim. Oh wait, no, she can't be the victim because the person died. Wait, must be like her relative. She's not the victim. No, I just knew that someone named Yu was the victim. It was you. You died during the KG8 incident. Miss Yu. I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG8 incident. That file is your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KG8 incident? Through the victim. Your connection to the KG8 incident is through the victim. The victim's name is CCU. You will note that she has the same last name as you. Yeah, okay. Can you really still tell me with a straight face that you are not related to this case? Oh, why is she laughing? Sorry, we're not related. Aw, rip. What? Just kidding. What? What do you mean, just kidding? You asked that question with such a serious look on your face that I couldn't help but. This is one of her relatives, right, who died, and she's just laughing about it. I don't know how I feel about that. Miss Yu, I ask that you please tell me the truth. Alright, I'll tell you everything I know. Alright, KG8 incident. As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities of the Omano group was my sister. Okay, CCU, as I thought. And she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial. By Manny Cochin! But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life, completely carefree. Or because of a lack of evidence. No, I heard that the evidence to convict him did exist. Oh, what? I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Cochin's trial was over. Apparently, the man in black made off with the most important piece of evidence. Then, the evidence had been tampered with! Man in black. Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? Monitor, turn off. Oops. The smuggling ring being run out of the Amano group by one of its secretaries. They bailed Mr. Cochin out. Turns out they were in league with each other all along. How big was that smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? I don't really know. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KG8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know. You mean you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think. Ernie Cochin. Why did Mr. Cochin want to meet with you earlier? Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently, he only found out that I was the defense lawyer on this case after he had arrived. He figured he should say hi, and one other thing. Looks like you couldn't resolve anything this time. Oh my god! Oh. What a scummy thing to say. Looks like you couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad. Zuchi, please. Whoops. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, don't laugh about it. Oh boy, stop it with the scary face already. I'm fine, really. I gave him a good slap across the face. Okay, good. He deserved that. The way she talks about slapping him as she laughs away is kind of creepy. But it's just as Mr. Bad said. He's not related to the double murder. I asked around, and people in the gallery claimed that he was in his seat the entire time. Oh, okay. Talk about cruel fate. Well, this is about all I know. Huh, sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh? It's not true. I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life. Edgeworth, you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. We wouldn't want you to die of stress, would we? Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see. Look at you with your game face on, ready to go. I'm making no such face. Did you know, laughter is the best medicine, Edgeworth. Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time? I'm charged with making sure that all of the criminals of this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter. There you go, making that face again. Oh well, I've got to get going. Still have a few loose ends I need to tie up. Alright. The KG8 incident and this murder investigation. Is it my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow? Plus, that detective. Detective Gumshoe. It's obvious he's lying, even though the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly, this case is far from over. But whether or not that detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honorable name, or my name isn't Miles Edgeworth. To be continued. Alright. Cool, this is really interesting. Alright. Let's go. We're not done yet. The fountain. Sir, what is to become of the trial in the Codopian Embassy staff member's murder?
Indeed. Both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead. The case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely.
Huh. Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut. I suppose it can't be helped.
The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while.
So, what do you think about the murder of the Codopian Embassy staff member, and the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rao?
What an outrageous circus it has all become. But Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivete.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure, but this one was set before it. That is true, Akuro. Edgeworth has gone through some crap, man. An outrageous circus. Right, sir.
I grow weary of this topic, Edgeworth. I will have you assigned to a different case.
Papa!
You'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you?
I'll consider it. Oh my god.
Excuse me. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation.
Whatever for.
I know that there is already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there is not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt.
Perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection.
Papa? Who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I, we're competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree?
If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish.
Then, you're allowing us to continue?
In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Francisco, see to it. I'm not disturbed. Save for the results of your competition.
Yes, sir! Of course, Papa! Francisco, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on. Yes, just as you wished. I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. I know I don't have enough information yet, so my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. My pawn is Francisco! Yes, what is it? I have a badge and you don't. Do you think you can win this competition by simply showing that to me? Not at all. In fact, I was planning to thank you. It wouldn't be a prosecutor's day without you and your father. Aww. I didn't really do much. You became a prosecutor first, that's all. But just you wait and see, Miles Edgeworth. Very soon I'll be a prosecutor too. Good. Then we can both send criminals away together as colleagues. But you can be sure that I will always get more convictions than you. It's almost cute that she's going as far to insist that she'll always win. Almost. No, Gumshoe looks mad. I want to talk to the fountain guy first, though. Hello? I can't stop the water, sir! It seems the man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much. Bunch of fools who pretended to not see the foolishly foolish actions of a foolish fool! Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand? As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, that water-drinking fool's mouth is the only thing that officer should be covering. Let's give that officer a description of the water guzzler later. She seems to have quite the grudge. Sounds to me like someone wanted a drink. Hello. It wasn't me, I tell ya! I didn't do anything wrong! Yes, I understand, so let's just calm down, okay, buddy? That'll get anything useful from the detective while he's this agitated. What are you looking at? Wow! This thing is so incredibly detailed! My inner modeling fanboy is impressed. I'm not exactly a fan of plastic models per se, but even I can sense the superb quality of this model. Simply cannot comprehend how that man can feel such love for such a trifle. I see. You're a disciple of my father, so you would do well to guard yourself against an interest in such unproductive things. Yes, perhaps I should take up whipping people like the young lady over here. Okay, Edgeworth is a fan of Steel Samurai. Look at all those judges lined up on the wall, I just noticed that. Sir, nothing to report, sir. Then no one who will make this man take responsibility for his actions on the job. Looks like we have no choice but to report this to Papa. Then this guard can have fun in a waking nightmare after being awakened from his dream. Actually, let's not. Kind of feel sorry for him now. What's the matter, officer? I've been standing here forever, sir, and I really need to go to the bathroom. Why don't you just make a quick trip? The nearest one isn't that far, is it?
No, it's a short way down the hall, beyond the doors, but I don't want to be blamed for anything that might happen while I'm gone. I'm just gonna hold it.
Perhaps Detective Gumshoe can be a positive influence on the force after all. Okay, let me have you. Hi, you. Miss you. Oh, it's you. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now. What? You. You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I am Franziska von Karma, and I am about to become the successor to the family name. About to? Guess that means for now. You're just still another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. What? Oh, she got slapped. Oh, why are you slapping Edgeworth? Why are you whipping me? Anyway, looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. There's one thing I can't stand. It's waiting. Terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask you. Look at you, eyebrow scrunch with lines on your forehead. And that, to ask of you. What exactly is so funny? I'm sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Apparently, they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school. I feel so much better now. So what is it you wanted to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We were in the defendant lobby number 1 the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. Okay. By we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You were with Detective Bad? Why? We had a little something to discuss, that's all. Detective Bad. So, I take it that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad? Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident? That's right. Oh. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. You know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth! I have no idea what you two are talking about, just shh. I heard of the KG8 incident from my papa, but how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? The victim of that case, Cece Yu, was my little sister. You're making that super serious face again! I'm fine. Really. You just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time the Yatagarasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see. You mentioned that he was in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail. Oh, let me go down this first. Time of the murder. So they were both in the lobby. The first lobby. You claim that at the time of the murder, you were with Detective Bad. But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening, and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. And what did you talk with Mr. Detective Bad? With Detective Bad about? Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going. And then I insulted him some more. Bloody... When she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred, so I really can't tell you about the hallway in lobby number 2. Let's see. Alright. So that's pretty much clear. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu, is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yatagarasu that had made off with the evidence from KG8, I began to ask Mr. L all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out, Mr. L was not the Yatagarasu. He had just made that up. He made it up. Mr. L's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there is no footage of him sneaking into the Cadopian embassy himself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yatagarasu, and that he was just another cold-blooded killer, and you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals. That's why the defense lawyers are so detestable, but they are no match for us Von Karmas. Oh, she's laughing at us again. I don't believe it! You're serious! Why didn't you say that face was something really worth being serious about? Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG8 incident, alright? Oh my god, I got my stylus on the floor. And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer? Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. Okay. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Ale was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry. Forgive my rashness. Yatagarasu. Miss Yu. I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about the character myself. But I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Requests from companies? The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out there for money, you know? Alright then. Perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives. You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Ugh. Francisca, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully. We may be sued by. There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. Dot 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 question mark. That just now was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? And so in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say, I've never heard of this thief while I was in Germany. The Yatagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the likes of companies. The Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too, but either way, I get a lot more clients now, thanks to that thief. Looks like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. Should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Oh, is he okay? Yeah, he's no longer rampaging. Detective Gumshoe. Hey, it's you, pal! You're here! Ouch! As am I. I don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that. I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective. I really didn't. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, detective. Once the investigation is over, and we should find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you. Have a heart, pal. But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about. If you really are innocent, that is. That's right. Hey, pal. Go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, would you? I would have done so, even if you not questioned me to, detective. Okay, motive for murder. So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you do to make him so angry? Just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because on my very first day as a detective, I reported in at my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department. By the time I got down to Criminal Affairs, I was really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech. That doesn't sound that bad. I remember doing the same exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be compared to a mere school child. During the recess. You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so? And from who? Earlier at around 3:20. And from Detective Bad, pal. 3:20. Today's trial took a really crazy turn. And the murder happened at around 4. After 4. So I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. And yet something did happen to him, correct? Looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty. Ow, your words sting worse than your whip, pal! So it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, huh? Next step. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope, not a thing, pal. In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage. Ah! Wait! You can't do that! Uh-oh. There's nothing of any particular value here. Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so, you know... Oh, poor Gumshoe! What is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket? Ah! Hands off, pal! Just show it to us already! Oh! Bonus! $5 bonus! Oh my god, poor Gumshoe. And there's not even a check inside it! You had your look, now give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. It's $5 more than nothing. I just got it and cashed it today. Oh, he cashed it already. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, you know. He had no cash on him. So that envelope is really special to me. Now give it back. You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later. How could you? Okay, I have a feeling that this $5 is gonna play into the... There's a vending machine outside outside the door. And you know who else asked us about money? It was Kay, or the black hair child. She wanted $1, which I'm guessing she wanted for the vending machine. So I have a feeling that this is gonna crop up again. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask that you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Hi, work. Good to see you. $5 more than you deserve? No, he's a good boy. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. Wanted to hear it from the horse's mouth. Must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. Okay, I figured. There's got his testimony here. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, pal. Then, you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct? Yep. Not even a single ant passed through that hall while I was on duty. You do realize that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself. Huh? Oh. But it's true! I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal. If you were getting a drink from the vending machine, it's okay, Gumshoe. Tell us. I bet the killer found a way to kill the 2 guys that's beyond what I can even imagine. He intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie, but why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant's lobby is in order. I just want to know where Kay is as well. I hope she's oh! Speak of the devil. Oh my god, she kicked him! Oh my god, poor Gumshoe. Sorry, poor Edgeworth. Oh, it's dropped. How could you have not noticed that coming? Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier? Thanks, that's exactly what I needed. Kids can sometimes be so cruel. Looks like she dropped something. That's true, Water, yeah. Swiss roll, yeah, so she used the dollar on the vending machine. Yeah, I knew it would be important. Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable 10-year-old girl. I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. Swiss roll sounds good. I believe I've asked all that I need of this man. Now for Detective Bad and the judge. We have to confirm who is correct. The judge or that scruff face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 then next. I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francisca? Like the dream team. Oh my god. It's following me. I'm so happy. Right. There's the judge and Bad. So, did you see anything else? Examine everything on the vending machine? Alright. I will do. Full funnies, extra funnies. Don't think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Anytime, detective. I'm gonna play more point-and-click adventure games. I was watching, Kung Fu played this game called, The Secret Life of, The Secret of Monkey Island, I think it was called. Apparently it was a game that was out on Atari, and it got an like an update, and it looked really cool. It's like another point-and-click adventure game. I don't know if any of you have played it before. Yeah, I've never played it. I've never heard of the game before, but I watched her play it for like an hour or two, and I was like, oh, it's so cool. Yeah. Yeah, I've never heard of it before. I watched her play it. I was like, this is really cool. Yeah, I was surprised I hadn't heard of it. Like when I mentioned it, people said, "Oh, I'm surprised you haven't heard of it." How popular it was. Yeah. I'd never heard of it before. You watched me watch her. Yeah, like some of the puzzles on it seemed really cool. Like, I don't know if I should play it now that I've watched some of it. Like if I should play it on stream, but I don't know. I might give it a go, like to play it off stream. I don't know if I should play it on stream. Yeah, there's like a sequel and everything. But yeah, it looks really cool. It's just a couple of the puzzles will be kind of spoiled for me because I know how they work. Yeah, it's like a series of games. So I'm debating whether I should keep watching Kung Fu playing them, or if I should, give them a go myself. So I pulled out the thing on my headphones. That's fine. I'll fix it later. Anyway, yeah, that's just another one. Now you brought up point and click adventure, and I meant to tell my stream a while ago, because it seemed really fun. Yeah, so beautiful. Now, if you excuse me, I'll have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Karma recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. I love her curtsy. And I'm Manfred Von Karma's daughter, Francisca Von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor. I see, Mr. New Prosecutor. But, I bit my tongue. I bit my tongue. Dude, the judge is the same as ever. I love him. Are you alright, Your Honor? Please feel free to refer to me as Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title. Oh ho! Very well then. I shall call you Miss Von Karma and Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now, about your earlier testimony. Yes? What about it, Mr. Edgeworth? I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. Alright. After all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as the defender of the law. I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out the detective's exact movement. Okay. Alright, vending machine first? I'll talk to the judge in a second. Doesn't look like there's anything contradictory left in this area. I suppose not. Perhaps just to check somewhere else. It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods. Swiss rolls are $6, and she had $1, and Gumshoe had $5. I think I know what happened. Just lovely. What do they think of next? Don't be a jerk in court, just like these beef jerks. 1 pack for $9. Defendant's fresh milk. 1/2 pint for $7. This is really expensive, I'm just saying. Stay neutral, as the Swiss do until the end. These. For $6. They're awfully overpriced. The lineup is simply awful, period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll the little bell drop is from this machine. I was wondering about that myself. So Gumshoe went from having no dollars to $5 to no dollars. Very quickly. Alright, let's look at everything. Hot dog. When you're in hot water, you might need a hot dog. Looks like this slogan was decided through a public contest. And the winner was... it was Payne. Prosecutor Winston Payne? What a pathetic slogan. No presents at all. Now, if it was up to me, it would read, if you leave matters in a Von Karma's hands, everyone in court will be found guilty, dogs. What? Excuse me? Overruled! I think I like Payne's more. Alright, well... beef jerky. We're going in order. Don't be a jerk in court. Like these beef jerks. I see, that's good.
Objection!
Miles Edgeworth, wouldn't you agree that's a very clever pun? Yeah. Do you really think they put that much effort into the product name? Even a foolish fool could understand the foolish thinking of the fool who made it up. You're acting so foolishly that I got so thoroughly mad, and now I'm utterly famished. If you wanted a pack of these, all you had to do was ask like a normal person. Ham sandwich. Don't let the prosecution and the defense make a ham sandwich out of you. Sounds like it's directed at that ham of a judge. Certainly isn't directed at me. I could outmaneuver him any day. Orange juice. When it's looking bad, blind your opposition with some OJ. Are they promoting violence? Don't worry, my whip will make sure that anyone following this advice won't be for long. Compared to the sting of a whip, the sting of orange juice may not be so bad. Alright, milk. Defendant's fresh milk. What is exactly is that? That seems fairly normal. But it means that the milk is freshly milked by various defendants on trial right now. What? No, I think it was mean that the milk... that this was milked right here from the various... What? Edgeworth? What did you just say? Miles Edgeworth, you can't possibly be serious. Of course not. I'm good, Okura. And this was wrong. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. The end of what? Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose this means that one should eat these during a recess. You can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh? Wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2 after all. We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me. If you want, we could pool our money and buy a pack together. If I have to split it with you, then I don't want it. Wow. Credit card accepted. Okay, can't look at anything else, but nice. Things are looking bad. Throw orange juice in people's faces. That's the main takeaway I got from that one. Alright, let's still actually talk to the judge. I would split that Swiss roll with Francisco as well. Or with Edgeworth. Oh, a Swiss roll from a vending machine though? Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder?
Do you suspect me of something?
No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor.
Very well. He starts gabble with it. Very well. You may continue with your testimony.
It's your testimony I'm after.
Oh! I had no idea you were chasing after me or my testimony.
Beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. I agree. Time of the murder.
Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. Oh. If you go take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window.
Hang on. Does it say how old he is? No, it doesn't say how old the judge is. Oh wait. Oh no, it just doesn't say how old he is. Who's this? That's Grass. Okay. That is the window to the men's room. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's room. You can see into the men's room from the hallway? Okay. Dude, that guy spent so long building the model and he didn't notice that I'm glad Edgeworth thinks the same thing. When I was going to the restroom. That Detective Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machine, buying something. I knew it, I figured it out already. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore. Your Honor, if you can please calm down and explain it to me rationally. I'm guessing Kay stole the $5 from him, and then he had to run after her to get the $5 back. And clearly he was unsuccessful because she ended up with the Swiss roll.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Please let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge's intuition said. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Ho ho ho!
Apparently, this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. Probably all I'm going to find out from his honor.
Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now?
Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor.
Ho ho ho, anytime, Mr. Edgeworth, anytime.
Bye. The judges in this country seem rather friendly. Yes, not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. It's true. Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about. Hey, how about doing some actual work, you? I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess. You're getting in the way of the investigation. I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself. Plus, I still hold investigative authority. Detective Gumshoe. So I hear you are the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here?
Faraday, that guy was just accused, you know? I just knew something was gonna happen. My detective's instinct told me.
What of good it did you? You couldn't even protect one known prosecutor with it. Wow. Francisca, I think you need to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue. Wow, she apologized.
I used the phone on the first floor and called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over. And that detective's the one that showed up.
Alright. And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard Detective Bad?
Yeah, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, we came up to these defendants' lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something, and that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big love to stand guard outside.
And around what time did all of that take place?
Let's see. I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot.
3:30.
After giving the big luck his assignment, he never left the hallway. Not once.
Oh, and how can you make such a claim?
One of the guards out in this floor mains lobby swore to me he didn't.
If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to? That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2, just as I suspected.
You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe.
It would seem that I am still missing some key pieces of information. Okay. The gunshot. Detective Gunshot. You also heard the gunshot. Detective Gunshot? Detective Bad. You also heard the gunshot, did you not?
Yeah. I heard it when I was in the defendant's lobby number 1.
Doing his voice is making me cough a lot, I'm sorry.
That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you.
Detective Gunshot. How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene?
Less than a minute.
What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot?
I grabbed the big lug, who was just walking around in the hall, and raced into the lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies. In that order.
That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right?
Yeah, guess it does, little miss.
I'm about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else. Oh, what a dodge!
You wave that thing around anymore, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss.
You wouldn't dare!
Haha. Just joking.
Oh! Detective Bad is really something if you can make Francisca behave. That's true.
Are we about done?
Is there anything else I should ask him about? Place he heard. We know the place he heard the gunshot. Situation around the gunshot? Time he heard the gun? Yeah, what exact time did you hear the gunshot? I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot.
It was around the end of the recess, and the trial was about to start,
So just before 4.
He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't going to show for his handoff. So I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late. Just as I thought that. Bang! The sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums.
So you heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, huh? So before the trial restarted. But they're saying, like, what's his face? Cochin's alibi is that he was, sitting in the courtroom the entire time. But if it was during recess, then he doesn't have an alibi anymore.
Oh, we're done here. I don't have any time to waste.
Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door, doing nothing. Get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene. Or rather, that he is keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bad, may I ask you to cooperate with us for just a bit longer?
I don't have anything else to say. To the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place.
Fine then. Be obstinate. We'll do just as we please. Come on, Miles. You may no longer be willing to help us. However, May I ask for the forensic scientist cooperation? Do as you like. Alright, that's cool. Yeah. Edgeworth might get whipped a little. That's okay. Just until Gumshoe's around. What haven't we looked at yet? Well, there's the window. Oh. What is this trail here? The ants. Oh, it's ants. Ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel that they can pick up such comparatively large objects their size. Well, if you want to carry the mighty Von Karma name and not be squished under it, you better work extra hard, just like these ants. Same goes for you, Francisca. And what is this? What is this? This must be Kay's, right? Pink colored piece of trash made of rubber. What kind of outfit was Kay wearing? I feel like I've seen something like this before.
Go with a balloon.
Ah, maybe it's from the balloon. Ooh. All I see is a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact that there is a litterer running loose inside this courthouse. Simply unforgivable. Ah! It's not like it was I who littered. Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin. Stop whooping me! Didn't do anything. Oh look, it's the men's bathroom. How great! So that window on the other side belongs to the men's restroom. I can't see it. At your height, I'm not surprised. Probably a good thing. Okay. I guess short people have feelings too. Yeah, I guess short people have feelings. Nah, we don't have feelings. Oh, I got whipped already! What's the matter? I pricked myself on one of these cactus needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp. Oh, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to this case. I'm guessing the balloon popped on this cactus. Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on the windsill is completely related. Oh, well then, I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it is related. Oh, it's caused by the cactus. Oh, my bad. Look at this handprint. Oh wait, what are the ants eating? Or carrying? What are these black speckles? I believe it's a pile of ants eating away. Ooh, that detective. He claims that not a single ant slipped by him. And yet, here is a whole hill of them. Don't whip me! Yeah, what are you hitting me for? As a replacement for that pathetic detective. Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts. Salary cutting noises. Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating. Look at the sweet smell. It's pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll. Makes sense. We're at 269. Nice. Miles Edgeworth. The courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times. It wasn't me that dropped the food on the ground. The courthouse must be kept clean. Ow. The dirt on this bench. It smells like some sort of sweet substance. I can't believe there is someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame! Hold it! Calm down, Francisca. Now take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you? I suppose it could be. Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints off the person who sullied this bench. It's too bad Emma isn't here. I see. And then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob. You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? Sir, yes, sir. I've got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. It's Kay's. Do we know who they belong to? Sir! Oh, it's Gumshoe. Never mind. Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. Okay, well, I mean, they both make sense. And there you have it. Yes, I suppose so. Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench. Since that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. Okay, I think that's everything. In this area. At this door. What is this poster? He's making a most ridiculous looking face. Yeah, maybe, but at least he doesn't look like someone who would tell a lie on purpose. I suppose the Tour von Karma evidence is the only thing that carries any weight. Of course, at any rate, this poster seems to be of no use to us right now. Alright, oops. No, I don't want to talk to you. Sorry. Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? Nope, just the fingerprints of those involved with the case, sir. Guess we know all of the players in this case then, huh? It would appear that way, but I have the nagging feeling that we're missing. Yeah, we're missing Kay! Hiding in this crime scene? Oh wait, what are you... Did you find something, officer? I think there's a $5 bill back there. Come on, just a little more. Is there no one working this crime scene? He was in a total waste of living tissue. Fortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person we can deem useful here. Trash. Well, if Kay's hiding somewhere here, I would have thought she went out the window, but because the window's open. Where could she hide? I mean, she's kind of tiny. Be in the trash. I can't look in there. Anyway, let's look at... see what logic we can connect. Okay. Vending machine and the Swiss roll. For sure. For sure. Boom! Is that the fire extinguisher that took out Phoenix? Maybe. There's bits of chocolate and cake. Could they not have come from the Swiss roll? A Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that? We just talked about this, Francisca. It may not seem like the right venue. However, it is being sold right over there. The vending machine. Ah, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. 2 for $6. Talk about expensive. Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side aside, the fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened now. Oh, we're done? Naturally. After all, I'm here, aren't I? Okay, Francisco. Detective Gumshoe must have sat on the bench as he ate a Swiss roll. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench. How could he have not cleaned up after himself? It's a little different to what I thought, in terms of Kay stealing his money. I guess Kay must have given him the money, and maybe they split it, 1 Swiss roll each. Utterly despicable! Don't you dare with me again! It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place! Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who brought the Swiss roll, it creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. A contradiction? Where? It's too expensive for him! I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. I know what the contradiction is. Gumshoe's too cheap. Yeah, I can deduce here. Oh, maybe I should actually point at the $6. Yo, let's go, Kirby! Have fun! Where is it? Literally had no money on him until he cashed this. Eureka! About Detective Gumshoe's finances. He said that until this morning. He didn't have even a single penny on his personage. It's just how poor is that guy. If his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor. Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow. Indeed. That detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. Question is how? I know how. Just gotta find Kay. Like, I want to talk about the balloon, but I don't know if these will connect properly. Is Edgeworth big brain enough to make the leap to the balloon? Let's check. If not, then I'll look around some more. Ooh! This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of popped balloon. Let's go, Edgeworth! I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend, the windowsill cactus. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. Oh, we're done! Okay. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here. Ah, well, I do too. Alright, Francisca, would you care to share your conclusions you've come to? Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know. We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well. But first, we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony. I'm going to talk more about the men's room. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up. Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect? In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you, a judge, is nothing but a common witness before a Von Karma. Silence in the courtroom! Silence, I said! Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred Gon— oh, okay. He bit his tongue again, didn't you? As the defendant of the court of the law, I could never give false testimony. You could even place me on the oath if you want. Very well then. Your testimony, if you please. Oh, against the judge! Yo, let's go! What I saw at recess. During the recess. During the recess, I went to the restroom. J for judge. There is a window on the hallway side. In other words, I can see into the hallway. How long do I plan on going for today? Probably until the next to be continued. Unless it reaches like 11:30 or something, then it might stop. There is a window on the hallway side. In other words, I can see into the hallway. Yes, probably like 11:30 or the next to be continued. Yeah, Yoho, we already mentioned it. As soon as he brought it up, he was like, you can see into the hallway from the men's bathroom, and I was like, As I entered, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty. Sounds mighty suspicious to me! No, I didn't think we were going to finish the whole game today. No way. Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm? Oh. I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. I saw at the recess. Right. During the recess, I went to the restroom. Alright. There was a window on the hallway side. In other words, I can see into the hallway. Hold it! No. Hold it! Hold it! No! Hold it! Did you really go to the men's restroom? That's not what I wanted to object to. What is the meaning of that statement? I simply meant the Perhaps you went to the restroom on a different floor.
I had to go for such a long time. It was all I could do to dash to the closest one in the courtroom.
I suppose it's only natural, given his circumstances.
I ran from the courtroom through the floor's main lobby and down the hallway.
Okay.
Once you enter, you can see there's a window just above the urinals.
Okay.
And it was through that window that you witnessed Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor? Yes, exactly!
Your Honor, there is no need to yell. I can hear you just fine. Yes, yo-ho.
Guess I put a little too much into that last answer. Now then, let's continue with the testimony.
I'm supposed to say that. Buying something from the vending machine. Hold it! Hold it!
Okay.
Are you sure that the person you witnessed was Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor?
Yes, I'm absolutely sure. It's hard to miss someone of his stature, even from as far away as the restroom. Besides, I can't think of anyone else with that kind of hairstyle and big beige coat.
Well, I was simply wondering if you were mistaken in what you saw.
What? Preposterous! My eyes are sharp as can be, ready to see through lies to the truth. Although recently, things do seem to be a bit fuzzier than they used to be.
Clearly, his eyes are not the only thing that have gone fuzzy.
Allow me to say with all the honor and dignity for judge, I am not mistaken in what I saw.
I mean, there's a contradiction here to, like, I think I know why he was able to buy this stuff, but no, that's not the one I want. Where is it? Didn't we get a piece of evidence saying he couldn't have done it? Doesn't fit. Objection! What's wrong? Statement right now contradicts with this piece of evidence.
Really?
Your Honor, by my account, there is absolutely no contradiction here at all.
Really? Well then, I guess we're still alright. Please continue with the testimony.
Two of them overruled me! At this rate, I will lose the truth to the darkness forever. To stay calm, yeah. I don't think this is the correct thing. He completely disappeared. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! He disappeared? But Your Honor, didn't you just say, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machine?
Why, yes. Yes, I did. The restroom window looks over the courtyard and right into the hallway. But just as I was about to exit, I took another look, and there was no one in sight. It led me to the only solution to the mystery. The detective must have gone into the crime scene. Lobby number 2 at that point!
So he looked into the hallway from the restroom and over the courtyard. Did he? Oh, but Gumshoe sat down under the window, so you wouldn't have seen him. Ah! He didn't completely disappear. I got it. Objection!
What was that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone is giving a testimony? Huh!
If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I myself never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me.
What is this filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that?
No, you're good, Fruit. It's working most of the time. I think you're right in terms of let me wait a little.
Who is the culprit? The party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness.
If you must know, the uncouth bench sullier has already been placed under arrest, thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor. Yeah, it used to be really bad for, like, I would be yelling at the thing for like minutes.
Oh, well that's good, but who was it?
We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench. Namely, Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
Not happy with committing just murder, yet to go and dirty the courthouse? Too guilty!
Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench, we have not yet established that his action is related to the double murder.
What do you mean?
I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. Right. Nice animation. The cake crumbs and piece of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusion to be true. He's a very messy eater.
Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom?
Heh, it is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Francisca herself was unable to see out of that window. Okay, I was like, oh, I thought she whipped me. Ugh. I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom. Then... It seems that you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench, under the window... Yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight.
What?
Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once.
Here, let me try that.
Let me try that again. Hold it.
Is there something of value that you'd like to say?
Actually, yes, there is. I remember something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time.
Even if we just overruled him, he would keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, after all. What I saw, part 2.
I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot.
Interesting.
How was that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others.
Kind of important though, right? That's when the murder happened. Could you try to state the important facts first next time? I agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words.
I'm sorry,
but honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until just now. Oh, he did mention that before, didn't he? I remember him mentioning it. Yeah. Now that he mentions it, right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that. Yeah, I remember him talking about it. By the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? Nope, just someone getting shot. It's fine. The most critical point in the argument is when did the judge look into the hallway? Whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. This is all part 2. Yep. But that doesn't mean the detective was sitting there when I looked.
Hold it! Hold it!
As we established, You went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into the hallway? After I called for a recess. I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Yes, that sounds about right. Just as I expected. Wait, he said 20 minutes? But that doesn't line up with what Detective Bad said, right? He heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. Yeah. Got it. Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony.
Oh, alright, if you insist.
No, I got it. Let's see, I looked into the hallway about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. Objection!
Objection!
You're on!
Oh.
I cannot allow you to make an objection.
What? What do you mean? What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection.
Egads! I've been overruled!
Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste. We got him!
What do you mean by that?
You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess. But that is simply not possible. Yeah, he definitely Uno reversed him.
Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred von...
Instead of biting your tongue, why don't you... Wait. Eek!
Didn't let me read that.
I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francisca. Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back. With your height, you need a stepladder of 4 to accomplish that. Oh, Edgeworth wouldn't like me. I'm too short for him.
Mr. Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet. I'll have you know, I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of the gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears.
Oh! Oh! Maybe he heard the balloon popping! Just connected it in my head. Just logicked it in my head. Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again.
What did you say?
Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction?
That can't be!
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
But I heard it clear as day. Bang!
The loud sound of a gunshot. Oh my god, it makes so much sense. The sound of the gunshot. We keep returning to this point of contention. And that piece of evidence, I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what the gunshot the judge heard really was. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard. Oh, I got it. I got it. Take that!
Take that!
I found this object in the hallway earlier. What is that pink substance? It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon.
I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon to the court record?
Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony. Check K's profile. Again? I already did. Gender question mark? Well, I guess... Oh. Okay, that's kind of weird. But it says girl. It doesn't matter. Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony.
What?
Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. Yo, nice, brute. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there is no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that you can even figure out the rest on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot.
What manner of trickery is this?
That was a good effort you put forth, Miles Edgeworth, but if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified. Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins?
Well, to be honest,
I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this? That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse. I want to trade these coins with you. That's it? That balloon that girl was holding, it explains everything. Finally. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy.
Who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I will see to it myself that he is released.
Wait. There are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe.
But why?
I thought we just cleared his name. Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom.
I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case.
Alright, where's Gumshoe?
Hello?
What is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I've already told you a gazillion times, pal. I didn't do it.
I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe. No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that.
No. I'm the judge around there, and I'll be the judge of that. Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental? Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part.
Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove he is completely innocent of this crime.
I guess so.
What are you guys talking about? In any case, I would like to testify. I can't speak. I would like to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony... Wait.
Yo!
My whip will object, loud and clear. If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood? I got you, pal. Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and that judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. If I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case. While I was on duty, I came down here to this courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on, until I heard the gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time. On my honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal. He's still singing the same tired tune. In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. That's a cool line. I know he's lying, and this time, I pulled the information I need out of him. It's that third statement. On guard, yep. Don't press him too hard, okay.
Hold it.
Hold it!
You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, it is not a fact that you did something while you were in... Is it not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway?
Of course I did something! I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal! What else?
Very well then, and what exactly does guarding that door entail? Oh, well, to put it simply... Oh, I know! It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch! Oh? Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect on? You got it, pal! I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered not to. We got him, unfortunately. Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden? Because we are all in shock and in awe of your utter stupidity. Scruffy, if you're gonna lie, at least tell us a more believable one. Youch! But I'm not lying. I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to an end. This one. Objection!
Objection!
I have an objection. What is it, pal? Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from someone. Hey, it's one of those things. The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal? Precisely. In that case, I suppose... that you also recall the sullied hallway bench. Hey! You know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Oh my god, Gumshoe. At least try to lie somewhat convincingly. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this. You inconsiderate, slovenly pig! I promise to clean it up later, I swear! Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step from in front of that door. If that really were the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls? Ah! Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of that door, how did you manage to get on the bench? How did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands? Yo! It appears that Francisca's whip can do more damage than my words alone can. Oh, alright, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? Thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job, so I didn't want to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Okay, sorry for lying. But that's all I'm sorry for, you got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back. Our statement. It may sound like it makes sense. However, there is something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure about that? Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us? Oh, of course not! I've got nothing else to hide. Pal? I've heard about Grim Fandango, that's one, but I've never played it. I don't know much else about it. So maybe, if I'm looking for more point-and-click adventure games with puzzles in them. If only that were true, Detective Gumshoe. But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else. Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you are aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct? Remind me again, pal. That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack. Oh, you're good, child. It's probably just a... what did you say? I probably shouldn't click on it. Almost clicked on it. That's fine. You're fine, child. Don't worry about it. And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Let me ask you. How did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that? I told you! I bought it by myself, pal! There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me. Oh, really? So there was no one who could have helped me buy it? Oh, really? Wait, don't tell me. You've got some kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you? Correct. As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait. You do? Of course I do. What? How? What proof do I have that there must have been someone else there in the hallway? A balloon. Take that! Gab, good morning! What the heck is that? I knew it didn't really have anything. You prosecutors are all the same. Always lying to people. You should stop, you know. Wait, what? What? How is the balloon not right there? Gumshoe could have had the balloon. Alright, what about the Swiss roll? Yeah, okay. Take that! I guess that fits a bit better. Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal. I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls. Wait, if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it, you thief. I'm about to sneeze. I got debated by my nose. What? I would never do such a thing. All you liars are the same. You start out as thieves. You're under arrest, pal. I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, detective? This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. Oh? There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them. Then you gave the other to a certain other person, didn't you? No way, pal! You got it all wrong! I ate both of them! Hello, don't kick me again. Oh, what a dodge, Edgeworth! It would appear that we've caught you at last. Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl. It would appear that they do know each other after all. So why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow? I have a name, and it's Kay. Kay? Kay what? Kay Faraday! Faraday? Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter? I'm not a you, I'm Kay. Okay. You know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do. Well then, you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, Mr. Gummy? My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe. What a cute nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong. Okay. It would appear that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail. Ah! Oh, okay. Sure. Now then, Kay. Psst. She's like a stray cat. I wonder if I should feed her something. Why was the first thing I saw the gun? Okay, let's not do that. Chocolate? Not you when you're hungry. No! Take that! Take that! Take that! Oh my god, just take it! Take it! Take it! Have this chocolate! Take that! Oh my god, she doesn't want it. Take that! Okay, I promise to give this to you if you calm down. Oh, a Swiss roll! It really belongs to you though, doesn't it? Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy. Oh no. She doesn't know. Or maybe she does. I don't know if she doesn't know. Oh my. Your father is... Ah! Don't say another word, pal! She doesn't know! She doesn't know! Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I... Oh... I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking. About how Daddy is not here anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect him. Okay. I'm not gonna cry! I'm not gonna... Oh. It's alright. Let it all out. Your father just passed away after all. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. Oh my god, all the feels. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep within the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, I have this happen right in front of me. This child. I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us. Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you gonna just stand there and watch a lady cry? Ah, you're right. Sorry about that. Okay, here. How about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes? Mm. Poor cravat. Yeah, my cravat! Don't blow your nose on that! I feel better now. Dude, I've got snot all over my cravat. Okay. Are you going to be alright? Yeah, I'm already alright. Somehow, I highly doubt that. But I'm not going to push it any further. I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers. And you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right? That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises. You're a very brave girl, Kay. You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry, just for you. Thank you very much, lady. Ah, it's nothing. I'm only telling you the truth after all. It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francisca is sympathetic to Kay's feelings. Oh, Gumshoe would be an excellent dad. I'd be kind of forgetful and careless at times, but he'd be a great father, for sure. Okay, what kind of person was your father? Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world. So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are in a sense. As we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals. Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favourite treat, Swiss rolls! Oh? I wanted to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy, so I've been working really hard. I see, and what have you been working hard on? I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together. Aww. A promise notebook? May I take a look inside, Kay? Sure, okay. Appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Aww. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero, just like your father.
I'm gonna try. Hey, Kay, so I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero too. Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy. Yeah, aren't I, Kay?
What is with the two of them? I hand down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero too. Yes, and thanks to your oh so heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail. I'm really sorry about that.
Gummy is not a bad man, okay?
That poor judge. He's been treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. Oh, I love it, Gab. I love that we get to testify. Oh, I love that we get to see the judge testify. Here's that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay.
Yeah, we're friends.
In that case, would you mind telling me a little bit more about him? Dick Gumshoe. So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier?
Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gumshoe standing there. He was standing in the hallway, staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi.
And when was this?
Before everything got crazy.
How long were the two of you together?
We only talked for a little while. And then we went on our own ways. That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while, and that's it.
Oh, which means we now have confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess, isn't that right?
Ah, you got me! I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister.
Very well then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later. Of this animation. Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay?
Well, I didn't really have a lot of money. And I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough, and I really, really wanted one.
Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct?
Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister.
Sure, but let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct?
Well, that's why she gave it to Gumshoe. Take care, Leon. Have a good night. Catch you later. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you go bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal.
Need I remind you that you're the one already under arrest?
Yo!
I sense that Kay is gonna be less than forthcoming with this question.
Sorry about your roughly thing.
Yes, well now it is positively drenched in your nasal. Now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay. I have a spare. So here, you can have this one. This is what I thought. I thought that's what she gave him.
But Daddy said, never take things from a stranger.
That's good. Good girl. Ah, it's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct?
Yeah, look, see? It's right here on this page.
Never take things from a stranger. Never go anywhere with a stranger. Good parenting. Alright then. I'm not gonna give this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me next time we meet. 7 years later.
Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh. I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with little Kay in that hallway.
Oh. I told you to stop being mean to Gummy.
Oh, you can't put a cravat in a washing machine. Are you crazy?
Miles Edgeworth, there is still something you have yet to resolve.
I beg your pardon. You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us.
That's... well... Gummy, don't tell me you lied for my sake.
Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay. Ah, so that's why. So what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? Can't explain that. You can't call this a perfect investigation. His reason for lying is very simple.
What?
Here is what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions, and with his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And for this piece of evidence, we'll show you exactly why. Which piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on account of Kay? It's the little frilly thing that he's wearing around his neck. They're definitely not machine washable. Who's lying? Maybe there's more to this. Never go anywhere with a stranger, never take things from a stranger. Always greet people with a smile. Even people you don't know. Never cry in front of a stranger. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Aww. Oh, this is so cute. I feel so bad. Maybe it's because Gumshoe, like, she gave the dollar to him. He got the thing from the vending machine, and then he gave the Swiss roll to, like, one of the Swiss rolls to her. And then, but like, she wasn't supposed to take things from a stranger because Gumshoe's a stranger. I think that's it.
Take that. Take that. Take that. Take that!
Mr. Faraday and Kay's promise notebook? How does this explain anything? If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay. What a foolish fool of a foolish reason for a fool. Yo! Gummy, you lied because of me, didn't you? Because I'm your friend, Kay. That's why. Gummy! Oh. Long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now? Guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? Oh, okay, I'll spill the goods. I'd been standing guard for a while. I was getting real hungry, and that snack vending machine was taunting me. But all the cash you had on you was $5, and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls. Yeah, but then, like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up. Aww. I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. But I only had about $1 in coins. So we pulled my $5 and a $1 together, and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together. But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said, Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know? He told me it would be okay, and he gave me the whole roll to save and give to Daddy. Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate? Indeed. Detective, I take it that you sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together? Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate. I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal. Anyway, hey, I believe this also belongs to you. Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. It was sitting high up on a windowsill where you couldn't see it. So just this once, I forgive you. With that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little. So I popped it on purpose, and because of me... Because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll. Ah, wow, you really got me there, pal. Aww. I like how that one's in color. So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other role. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister. So you kicked me, is that it? You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister. It's alright. I'm perfectly unharmed. Dude, Gumshoe is the best. Kay, I understand why people really like Kay. She's great. But about this Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held onto it until Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go? Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay? Aww. Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders. Uh-oh. Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime. What do you mean? It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss Yu. Okay, what? I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people. What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy. Oh, what have we here? What is a child doing in this courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child in. Excuse me? What? No! No! Miss Callisto, you! That girl is Mr. Faraday's. I know. So what? Okay, I don't like her anymore. You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her. This speaks nothing of getting underfoot. I suppose you're right. However, as long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Saying Kitty. I mean, I understand why, but come on, she could have been nicer about it. Now then, detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct? Yeah, but you see, isn't it obvious that it could only have been the detective? He is the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. Yeah, I have no counter-argument to that. Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork of his formal arrest. No, Gumshoe! But the investigation is far from over. Oh, that's right, I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in open without a guard? I suppose it is. Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Gumshoe is the best. He wouldn't hurt a fly. He saved Phoenix from the literal mafia. Oh, Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. Ha ha ha. Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. So, we're back to square one. Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all of the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bad and Miss Yu are at the time of the crime, lobby number 1. TBC! Gotta wait until next weekend. I would love to keep playing, but I have a feeling that this might take me a bit longer than like an hour or 2. Yeah, I think it's good to end here. Yeah. Like, it feels like a good halfway point. Maybe over the halfway point. And especially considering, like, the last case had, like, 4 to be continues. 4 or 5. Better to just wait. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. That was really fun. I'm really enjoying this case. This case is really cool. And Kay is so cute, and Gumshoe is precious. We must save Gumshoe. Yeah. So that'll be cool. But you guys are great. We'll be doing it next weekend. 7 PM start time as usual. GMT +1. We'll be continuing this case. And it'll be cool